Hi, Barbies. Hi, Kens. Hi, cuties. Oh my God. You know what today is? Do you know what today is? It's a very special day. It's a very special day. Okay? It's fucking Star Wars Day. Yes. Yes. Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you all. I see all you cuties out there. Sith or Jedi, guys. Sith or Jedi. There's only one right answer. There's only one right answer. Soshan, Jazzy, Evil. Oh my God, Crexos. What's up, cuties? See, Jazzy gets it. Jazzy gets it. You know Jazzy. You know Evil with the 13 months and Sith life. You know. You already know, fam. You already know, fam. Let's fucking go. Evil with the 13 months. Now you know what that means. Hold on. Hold on. Let me. Okay. 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 Let me. Oh my God. It's all happening so fast. Let me get the ah. Okay, I'm going. I'm getting it. It's here it is. Liquid hot magma. All right, evil. When you are ready. When you are ready. One in the chat. One in the chat when you are ready. One. Oh shit. PP overheat. Spin again. Spin again. What if I told you one again? Oh, again. Oh, he's on. Okay, it's going. Oh my God. Uh, oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get bonked. You get bonked. Wait, where's my shovel emote? There it is. Bonk. Get bonked. Hicka. Hicka. God, I need a real shovel for the background of my stream. You know? No, I'm sorry. It wasn't me, it was the wheel. It wasn't me, it was the wheel. Just a little Sith moment. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Check. How we doing out there? I got the Darth Vader shirt on. I got the Darth Vader mask. I got the nails with the Death Star moons on them. Actually, they're just moons, but you know what? Like, no! Yes! No! Amazing. Amazing Biddy redemption. Thank you, Soshan. You like the nails? I like these ones too. Like, that's no moon. That's no moon. You know? You know what I'm saying? Now.
This is
Now.
where the fun begins.
This is where the fun begins. You're so right, King. You're so right, King. Okay, now hold on. Let me get us switched over to this. How are you all doing? I missed you guys. Today is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Not to be confused with tomorrow, which is Revenge of the 5th. Okay, very important stuff. Very important stuff. Now, where's the hold on. Just sit there and look cute for a second. Just sit there and look cute for a second. You could do it. You could do it. Um, where's the mm, portals? Yes. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's what we're gonna do. How long is this song? 4 minutes? Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play marbles, but not just any marbles. This is gonna be a very special marbles. This is a duel of the fates marbles. Okay? A very special outer space duel of the fates. Who will be winning? Who will be winning the very special Star Wars Marbles tournament? Well, actually, it's just gonna be one race, but you know what I mean. Oh God. Oh God, it's hard with these nails. That's what she said. All right. Exclamation point play. Exclamation point play. If you want. I'll give it a second. Let me, let me get a Weedo here. Let me hit a Weedo. So you guys big Star Wars fans or what? I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Yeah, I like the color scheme on this one too. It's pretty. Like rainbow in space. Exclamation point play. Oh shit! Abby! With the 13 months! Oh, have a fun dinner with fam. Okay, have a fun dinner with fam. Thank you, Albie. We'll save your wheel spin for next time when you're back. Okay? Appreciate you, King. Say yo to the fam. Enjoy the din din. Enjoy the din din. Appreciate you, King. Appreciate all you guys. All right. 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Also, how cool is it that the Spotify bar is like a lightsaber? You guys see that? Look how cool that is. Evil Narva saying Spotify gets it. Spotify, W. Making it the lightsaber. Oh, you want someone to spin it instead of you? Okay. Okay. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I got you, King. Okay. I'm on it. I'm on it. All right, 20 seconds. Last chance. Last chance to get in on this marbles race. As always, I will be rooting for my Queen Jazzy. Here we go. Here we go. Lock it in, Jazzy. This is your moment, my queen. This is your time. Go. Oh, shit. Cinema. I'll give you the cinematic view. Look at this camera work. Yeah, you like that? Yeah, totally, Jazzy. And then I'll VIP you and then blame it on you and gaslight you about poor Jazzy. Hey, leave my queen alone. Don't worry, Jazzy. Hey, is that guy Burn bothering you? Is he bothering you, Jazzy? You just tell me, okay? You just let me know. Ain't no way. That's our resident Burn VIP, though. I'll tell you fucking what. So cool. So cool right now, Jazzy. All right, come on now, Jazzy. You got this. Wait, was that the end of the song? Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no. We go again. We go again. We go again. We go again. I heart furries in the chat. Oh, it's Soshan. Soshan and Evil not letting Jazzy win. Kind of cringe. That's okay. Little cringe. Little cringe. Go, Jazzy, go. Wait, we need to get to the part of the music where it's like bumping. There we go. Okay, there. There we go. Oh, shit. Oh, it's got to be Soshan. Will Soshan beat his own track record? Oh, Soshan, Evil, Krexos, followed by streamer Jazzy. This was not Jazzy's moment. This was not Jazzy's moment. That's okay though. Soshan with the dub. Oh, look, he gave you his win anyway. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Community support right there. All right, there it is. Your one marbles race that you get for the Star Wars Day. Wow. That was pretty crazy how Jazzy won that race. Okay. Now I'll be resubscribed, and he said to give his spin away to someone else. So here's what I'll do. The first person to type 1 in the chat gets to spin the wheel. The first person to type 1 in the chat gets to spin that wheel. Seems like a pretty good deal. No Krexos. No, almost Soshan. You guys can count, right? Shirley. Oh, Jazzy got it. Jazzy, you're so smart. Look at that. Oh! Ah! One Mario Kart game for my queen? Say less. Say less. Stay fucking left, Jazzy. I got you. I got you. Hold on. I got you, queen. Let me open the thing. Let me open the thing. Now I'm gonna put my whole Vive Zesty into this one just for you, Jazzy. What a banger. What a banger. What's a good emote for dancing to this song? Cat Time kind of works. Cat Time would kind of work. He's like getting it. Also, maybe Nessie. Nessie could possibly work to this. Uh, hold on. Hold on. Okay. I'm opening. I'm opening the game. Fret not. Mine cuties. I'm on it. Okay. We got this is turned down. Perfect. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. This is for my queen. This is for my queen. All right. Worldwide. Here we go. Here we go. Versus. Everybody better get out of my way. I'm not having it. I am not having it. I am out here. I will be taking top 5 for my Queen Jazzy. No, it's true. I will be taking. Oh, spectate this. Spectate this. That's okay. Oh, Jazzy believes in a top 3. Oh my God, Queen. Thank you. Maybe we'll see. I'll try. I'm gonna give him my bestest. So, what's your guys' favorite Star Wars movie? What's your guys' favorite Star Wars movie? Also, I think we can turn it up a bit. We're just gonna keep these bangers rolling, I think, while we do a little heart spaceballs. Soshan, I will ban you. Soshan, Soshan. That's don't. That's not. God damn it. Not spaceballs, man. Come on. You could do better than that. Spaceballs. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. No, I'm not gonna play that game. No. That game, for some reason, it's so old. Maybe that was the reason it wasn't working. That game was not liking me and my PC like at all. So no. Unfortunately not. Not today. But don't worry. We have Star Wars content lined up. I got you. All right? I got you, cuties. Celebrating Star Wars Day in style with Vive. That's fucking right. That's fucking right. See, there you go, Jazzy. That's a good answer. Okay, good answer. Evil's trying to warn you guys. Evil knows, and some of you in the chat may know too. I get a little emotional about Star. That crazy guy was he just came in here saying some crazy shit. Mods, keep an eye on that guy. Keep an eye on that guy. He's saying terrible things. He's saying terrible things. No, 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 no. God damn it. You're pushing my buttons on purpose. You're pushing my buttons on purpose. And he's laughing. I don't know if you can hear him laughing, just having a grand old time. God damn it. No, you know what? You will get remodded when you can chill. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Yeah, careful. You're on thin ice too, Soshan. Okay, you're on thin ice too. I'll time out everyone. I'll stream to myself. This is not a free speech protected chat, okay? Baloney! What's up, King? duck ass. How are you? Careful, baloney. It's getting tensions are high. Tensions are high. I'm playing a Mario Kart game for my Queen Jazzy who won it on the wheel spin. Let's fucking go. I'm about to lock it in. Okay. Here we go. Episode 5. Okay. Okay. See that good answer. Okay, we'll take that answer. All right. Okay. There it is. What's your favorite, Reeves? Oh, mine. Well, mine would definitely have to be Episode 6, Revenge of the Sith. Everybody knows this is the best Star Wars and the only correct answer when saying these things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I don't want to hear the A word, evil, no more. Get out. I had to let Bob have it the other day too. No. Oh wait, no, episode 3, I mean. Revenge of the Sith, episode 3, not 6. Yeah, the Ewoks are cute. The Ewoks are cute. No, Darth Vader's whole Anakin, my favorite Star Wars character is Anakin, and his whole like transformation and tragedy and all that. Oh God, there's a tree. There's a tree. Hold on. Now I'm thinking about trying to talk about Star Wars and win for my queen at the same time. The A word, yeah. Andor, you know, you know, bad words. Bad word. Oh, it's the first political Star Wars. Shut the fuck up. People have clearly, anyone who say, okay, now see, now I'm getting heated. Now I'm getting started. Anyone who says, people will just be like, oh, Andor was the best, the first political Star Wars. And it's just like, you so clearly have not watched any Star Wars or absorbed any of it. If you think Andor is the first like political Star Wars that actively shows the sides of the rebellion, you clearly have just never watched Star Wars and your opinion is wrong. Okay, guys, I get a little heated. I get a little heated. All right. Yeah, the show was mid too. I'll say it. I'll say it. Watch the first season, almost all the first season, and it was, I'm sorry, like it just didn't capture me like a Star Wars story, you know? It didn't pull me in. Maybe it's because okay, no, the part of the okay, baloney chill, baloney chill, baloney chill, baloney chill. Okay, Vives, you chill, Vives. Okay, okay, I will. I'll chill if you guys will chill. Okay. I get a little heated. I have a lot of strong feelings about Star Wars because it's something I grew up on, and the stories are very near and dear to my heart. And I don't know, you know. Okay, here we go. I told you, Jazzy. Top 5 for you, my queen. Top 5 for you, my queen. There it is. Just for you. Shouts out. Shouts out to Jazzy. The music. The music. Sleep mode. I wish I had a sleep mode. You know what I'm saying? Anyone else want a sleep mode? Edge. Vives goes into sleep mode. Donk. Okay. So now, let me remod evil. Okay. I get heated. I get heated. Here we go. There we go. There we go, babe. Watch yourself. Watch yourself around here now. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. So, in honor of Star Wars Day, here's what I was thinking, cuties. Here's what I was thinking. There are a couple of quizzes. Quizzes? Yeah, quizzes that I wanted to check out. Okay? Wanted to check out a couple little Star Wars quizzes. So we're going to do Let's do this one first. Let's do this one first. Okay. And I will also post the quiz in the chat, just in case you guys want to take it with me. I know sometimes y'all like to do that, and it's very cute. Okay, here we go. Which dark side user am I? Let's find out. Let's find out. There's some cool artwork right there with Vader and Darth Maul and the Emperor. The Senate. The Senate. There's a little dark side in everybody. The question is, which dark side user are you most like? Find out in RP. Okay. I will. Okay. Where would I like to call home? Ooh. Oh, I want to live with the witches in Darthamir. The witches of Darthamir are probably some of my favorite like lore characters in Star Wars. They're badass. They're basically witches that use the Force, kind of the dark side a little bit, and like they have this planet and they chill there and be badass. Okay, what's my favorite accessory? Ooh, I mean, a cape is pretty cool. A cape is pretty cool, but it's also kind of sweaty, you know? Cloak, cape, cloak, armor, helmet, belt, combat boots, headdress. You know, out of all these, she turned me into a newt. I got better. Cape. Which is my strongest power? Force choke. I could not be trusted with force choke, I fear. I could not be trusted. Oh, dark magic. Dark magic is sick. So is lightsaber combat, though. Hmm. 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 Just go dark magic. Just make me a witch. Which quote best represents you? You beg, weakling. Men are easy to acquire, hard to control. Oh, damn. I do so admire your persistence, ready to die. Your weakness will not be my downfall. You have failed me for the last time, and now you shall die. Give in to your anger. With each passing moment, you make yourself more my servant. Well, if you will not fight, then you will meet your destiny. Your emotions betray you. Let your anger deepen your hatred. Damn. Ooh, there's some okay ones here. Hmm. That one's pretty good. Kind of sexist, but weakness will not be my downfall. That's a really good. I like that one. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Your weakness will not be my downfall. My greatest strength is, oh, I feel like I'm building a character here, you know? Gotta up my agility. Scheming, intimidation, stealth, trickery, drive, intelligence. Ooh, I'm gonna say, what a banger. Does not get old. Chills. Duck ass. Chills, bro. Okay, I'm gonna say, this is hard. My greatest strength. I'm not much of a schemer. I could be a little intimidating. Intelligence. Let's go with intimidation. Intimidate. When a friend betrays you, forget about them. Force choke them. Make a voodoo doll of them. What does that have to do with Star Wars? Roundhouse kick them. Send your droids to take care of them. Haunt their dreams. Turn others against them. Seek painful revenge. When a friend betrays you, forget about it. Forget about it. You know, something a schemer would say. Wow, maybe. People hate it when you break a deal, make up stories, don't follow through with a task, lose your temper, sneak up on them, give them attitude, tell them what to do, make them feel dumb. People hate it when I People hate it when I lose my temper. No, it's true. No, it's true. Accurate. Lore, Vive's lore accurate. When you're not wielding your dark side power, we might find you studying, ghost hunting, attending a show, at the local watering hole, spending time with family, spending money, at the gym, meditating. Ghost hunting sounds pretty cool, but so does attending a show. But so does spending money. Let's go for attending a show. Attending a show. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. You fight for your mom. Whoa, hey, chill. Your mom, your wife, your family, your kids, your boss, your followers, your brother, yourself. Yourself. That's right. Why would you turn to the dark side? To gain power? To seek revenge? To restore order? To cheat death? To provide for your loved ones? Being overcome by grief? Tired of corruption? It runs in the family. I would turn to the dark side to restore order. Your new empire? I'm Asajj Ventress. Ah, she's so cool. Wait, oh my god, she's like one of my favorites. Mother, mother. Let's fucking go. Fueled by betrayal and hurt at a young age, you've tried your luck as a Padawan, a Sith apprentice, and even a bounty hunter. But ultimately, you just wanted to be feared and respected. You've got dark and brooding down to a science and won't let anyone stand in the way of achieving sweet revenge. Now that you know which dark side user you are, oh, that's an advertisement for the next quiz. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I'm so pleased. Oh, I'm so pleased with that answer. Yes, my queen. Absolutely. Absolutely 100% of the time. What'd you get, Jazzy? Jazzy and Crexos both got this one. Here, let me. Jazzy and Crexos both got this. Good. Good. I see it for Crexos. I don't know about Jazzy, though. You keep retaking it and getting Palpatine? Well, Crexos, I mean, the Star Wars quiz wouldn't lie, surely. You're the master at hiding your evilness and convincing others to join in on your hate. True. Crexos. Need to stage your own kidnapping? No problem. This is so Crexos coded. Also, Jazzy, are you secretly kind of scary? Are you secretly a little scary? I'm a little scared. If you weren't at the Emperor, you'd make a great actor. You might not be too easy on the eyes. Wow, that's fucked up, quiz. That's fucked up, quiz. How can they say that? Oh, hell no. What are they trying to say? At least you have unlimited power. You know, I feel like, yeah, they were dirty. That was a dirty move. That was a dirty move, quiz. Not cool. Not cool, man. You know, I'm pretty sure it's lore accurate that he actually had the power to fix his face, basically, but he chose not to because at first he was using it as like, oh, look what the rebels did to me. You know, like it's left me scarred and deformed. Um, and then I think he just kind of went full evil with it, you know? Went for it. The Senate. Crexos and Jazzy are gonna get the Senate. Look out. Look out. Amazing. Amazing stuff. Oh, I'm so happy with my answer. Asajj Ventress' mother. And that quiz calling you guys not good looking they was crazy for that. They were crazy for that. What the flip? Okay. Let's see. Another one here. Okay, we got one more here. I feel like this is gonna be. I feel like this is going to be. Okay, let me copy paste it just in case you guys want to take it too. We'll do one more quiz here. One more quiz, Star Wars quiz. Okay, here we go. All right. Here, okay, which Sith Lord personality? I learned that an insubordinate soldier is sowing seeds of distrust. Oh, hell no. Amongst my army, what do I do? Order them imprisoned and tortured? Give them a vibro sword and publicly engage them in one-on-one what the a vibro sword? Hey, yo, yo. Don't know if I've come across that word in my Star Wars days. Is it the swords that are like brrr, but like not a lightsaber? I'm gonna says yeah. Kill them quietly without fanfare, allowing your army to only speculate. Oh, that's dark. That's dark. Skin them alive and wear their flesh? Oh my god, slay. Force choke them in front of their peers. Arrange for them to be killed by a firing squad. Oh my god, consisting of every soldier they attempted to spread their own uncertainty to. That's crazy. Vibro sword can defect lightsaber? Bob! What's up, cutie? How are you? Bob with the knowledge drop? Vibro sword. I'm scared to Google vibro sword. I'm scared to Google vibro sword. All right, I got an answer. Okay, so someone's spreading rumors and shit. Yeah, fight me. I would say fight me. Fight me about it. You know, little 1v1. Jazzy sword also vibros. That slay queen. Okay, you and your schemes are discovered by a Jedi. Religious fanatics. How do you respond? Eviscerate them and study their corpse? Oh my god. Persuade the Jedi through irrefutable logic into joining your cause. Ooh, that's a good answer. Capture and torture them? Unleash force lightning upon them? Kill them, disguising their death as an accident? Ooh, I'm scheming. Test your lightsaber skills against theirs to prove the superiority of the Sith. I'm going to persuade them. I would roll for persuasion. Be like, hey, you tired of being in a creepy religious cult? Come this way. What is my preferred method of travel? Speeder bike, by foot, stealth ship, customized starfighter, teleportation shuttle. I mean, teleportation, right? That's OP. That's OP. Can't beat that. What kind of lightsaber do you use? Any, so long as it belonged to your victim. Ooh, cane hilt, double bladed. I don't like the double bladed ones. Standard hilt, lightsaber pike. 2 lightsabers are better than 1. I would probably go standard. Purple saber. I want a purple saber. I want the Samuel L. Jackson lightsaber. Okay, where do you live? In your greatest slain enemy's repurposed mansion. Oh, slay. Hold on. In a luxurious estate, in a laboratory, at the site of your greatest battle, in a secret lair, you have no need for home. At the site of your greatest battle. That's actually badass. That's actually badass. Hold on. What is the Force? Ooh. Influence, discovery, control, power, legacy, vengeance. The Force is control. My secret volcano layer. God, I should watch. I haven't seen Austin Powers in years. I used to quote Dr. Evil like all the time in like high school. Sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads. Okay. What's a hobby you enjoy? Opera? Cleaning? Cleaning's not a hobby. Dancing, art, partying, racing. What do you enjoy as a hobby? Oh yeah, partying. I'm gonna have a big Sith party and you're all invited. Okay, what is your fighting style? Psychological intimidation, speed-based, precision strikes, acrobatics, sadistic, strength-based. Ooh. 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 I'm torn between psychological intimidation and sadism. Damn. Let's go. I mean, I feel like if you can get in their head, you don't even need to fight them, right? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Your master has ordered you to publicly execute a politician to intimidate a planet's population. Oh, that's so. Okay, I'm Sith, but I'm not like killing younglings. Okay, you know what I'm saying? How do I execute them? Find them and have a beast, light them on fire, electric chair, stab them, a hanging. I mean, I guess with the beast, at least they have a chance, but I don't want to do that. I would stand up to my master, be like, hey, you're acting wild with it. What type of droid do we prefer? Medical, protocol, battle, probe. I despise droids. Wow. Wow. Little droid hate. Ain't no way. I'm gonna say medical because I feel like that's like very useful. You know what I'm saying? Little medical droid. Think they have like insurance in Star Wars? It's time for you to assume the mantle of master. How do you proceed? Allow your master to die of natural causes, learning from them in the meantime, poison their food. Arrange for your master to be assassinated by a bounty hunter. Train a secret apprentice. Kill your master in their sleep. Challenge them to a duel. I mean, I feel like you have to fight them. It's like the final boss, right? It's like the final boss, and then you have to like fight your master. You must rescue a kidnapped politician that has been useful to you for a crime. The syndicate, the Senate, they're being held in a fortress. How do I rescue the kidnapped politician? Retaliate by kidnapping one of them, extort the leader, organize an army, stealthily break in, hire a mercenary, fight your way through the fortress alone. Yeah, I'm badass. I'm badass. I'm going for it. Darth Tyrannus? Boo! Oh, come on, man. A master politician, an infamous swordsman, your charisma and silver tongue have earned you millions of followers. Oh, millions of followers. Oh my God. Thank you. Left the Jedi Order to more aggressively confront the problems of the galaxy in a manner you saw fit. Based. You believe that knowledge is something to be accumulated, not feared. Okay, also true. I don't want to be Darth Tyrannus. Come on, man. Come on, man. But that's what the quiz said. It is what the quiz said. Oh no! Jazzy got Darth the Emperor again. Oh, Jazzy, let the hate flow through you, my queen. Jazzy really goes all full on. Yeah, I think you need a cape too, Jazzy. Can someone hook Jazzy up with like a sweet cape? That'd be really cool. That'd be pretty cool. Just saying. I think you'd slay it, Jazzy. Hilarious. I guess it's just meant to be, queen. What can I say? I guess it's just meant to be. All right, let me turn this down a little bit. There we go. Now we know. I liked my Ventress answer like a lot. Ventress's mother. Any Clone Wars enjoyers? Anyone watch the Clone Wars? Good shit. It's good shit. It is good shit. Clone Wars, and then what was the other one? Oh, Bad Batch. Bad Batch was great. Hold on. Playlist. Okay, so basically, what I have here, where's my playlist? Okay. Cuties. Now, in honor of Star Wars Day, we are going to be keeping it Star Wars content themed. Okay? Star Wars content theme. Now, my favorite storyline out of all the Star Wars stories, my favorite story is probably Anakin's. I've always been really drawn to like his journey and like to the dark. Oh, poor Hayden Christensen got so much hate back in the day. I remember when it came out in theaters and everyone just hated him. And I'm really glad that the fandom has come back around to like being like, oh wait, you're actually Your father, your Darth Vader daddy. Hell yeah. Okay, because he does, daddy vibes. Oh, Jazzy's weak in the knees for, oh, look out now. Look out now. And I just think his story and like the whole tragedy of like him and Padme, um, like what a love story. Like what a tragic. I like when stories don't have happy endings. I don't know why. Just because it's different, I guess, like it's dark. Episode 3 is a dark, dark story. And I like that. I like that shit. So I found this video here, and it's called How Anakin Skywalker Evolves into Darth Vader. Okay, and in honor of Star Wars Day, we are going to be watching it. Okay? We're gonna be watching it. And I'm ready. I'm ready to get a little cozy, watch a little things here. So let's get into it. Get into it, Star Wars fans.
Stop the change.
Star Wars is a story about the moral battle that blazes inside each of us.
True.
And the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker demonstrates.
Okay, hold on. What are we doing here? 720? We can do better than that. There we go. 1080. Okay,
That
sorry.
the line between good and evil runs through every man's heart.
Me
We
too,
all have the
sometimes.
potential to be good. We all have the potential to be evil. But as each of life's many tests are thrown at you, with every decision that's made, one force starts to take over and gradually claims you.
True.
For someone as powerful as Anakin, a heavy focus is put on the notion of destiny, as when someone is born so naturally gifted, others will inevitably want to use their ability for their own means, whether it's in service of good or bad, piling pressure and responsibility on the individual to ensure they use their powers for what they believe is right. But that's precisely the problem. No one ever truly believes they're in the wrong. Their actions feel justified, whether it be to protect those they love or to serve the greater good. And it's only when they're pushed to their limit that their true priorities shine through, and the means become secondary to the ends they desire.
Damn.
We all like to believe we know how we'd react in certain high-stress situations, but the body's natural response to danger is fight, flight, or freeze. And until you're feeling the pressure
Purple
of that
lightsaber!
reality, the truth is none of us know who we truly are or what we do. The decision will just be made in an instant.
Damn.
We all have a gut instinct, an intuition we trust that serves our interests and aligns with our moral code. But where did that intuition come from? Was it hardwired from the very beginning, or heavily influenced by our social circles? And if we cannot control our gut instinct, then are we really choosing? Or has the choice already been made?
Damn.
And now we're merely
get
tasked
deep
with
with it.
rationalizing it to ourselves and to others. We like to think we're good, but maybe we just haven't yet found a good enough reason to become bad, making us merely
Ooh. I like that. I mean, that's crazy. That's deep. That's scary.
products of our circumstance. So let's examine how Anakin Skywalker fell into the dark side, and why, in his mind, he was justified in doing so. When we first meet Anakin, he's a kind young boy who never had a father figure in his life. His mother had raised him to believe that the biggest problem in this universe is that nobody helps each other. So Anakin is generous. He invites people into his
They're just
home
little
and
babies.
offers to help them with no expectation of reward. When he reveals that he and his mother were sold as slaves, he's emphatic that he be titled by his real name and not thought of as a slave.
You're a slave? I'm a person, and my name is Anakin.
But as much as he distinguishes himself, he is scarred from having spent years of his life being forced to serve others' interests. Initially, he
True.
just seems to want to take risks that maximize his personal freedom and explore his potential. But this moment plants the seed that a boy like Anakin will never want to feel controlled or constrained as an adult. We often feel
Damn.
trapped by our physical limitations, but we're just as restrained by the narrative that plays in our own head. And that narrative is fostered in our environment. Everyone in Anakin's life seems to have a plan for him. His mother talks about
True.
him as if his fate is sealed, and Qui-Gon believes he's the chosen one that the prophecy depicted. So from an early age, he's being sold on the concept of destiny, that whatever's going to happen...
Jedis, you know what I mean? Stealing kids since the dawn of time. They go around this religious order, these guys, hey, we're a religious order, and we're gonna take your kid because he's got the midichlorians trust. Oh, you crazy Jedi motherfucker.
Will happen, and nothing can stop it. This mindset is constructive in building confidence, but it's also destructive as it absolves you of your own responsibility to do the right thing. That even if free will is an illusion, it's an illusion worth preserving to avoid outright nihilism. But not everyone is sold on Anakin being a force for good. Yoda detects fear in him, and while fear may seem natural, it's also dangerous.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
This is Anakin's first encounter with the Jedi Council, and
He's
they
literally
immediately
a
attempt to
kid.
shackle
Of course,
his
he
potential.
gets scared.
They say fear leads to the dark side, but
He
by
just got kidnapped and dragged across the entire galaxy, and you freaking really think that like he's just not gonna be scared? Hello?
rejecting him,
Ain't
they're
no
creating
way.
their own self-fulfilling prophecy, as it's actually Yoda's fear of Anakin's ability that starts the conflict between
Yeah,
he and the Council.
Yoda's scared.
At this point, Anakin just has potential, the potential to be good and the potential to be bad. Like anyone, Qui-Gon sides with free will and believes in nurturing his ability to make him good, whereas the Council are being deterministic, that he cannot escape his fate of becoming bad. Either way, they're validating the idea that he's destined to be powerful, and subconsciously naturalizing the idea of the dark side to him. As before, he only believed he was destined for good, but now the mental door is open to
Poor
other
kid.
possibilities. So in Stage 1, Anakin is a slave that believes in the importance of working together. He's selfless and helps others with no expectation of reward. He takes risks, is optimistic about the future, and views Qui-Gon
Damn.
Jinn as his father figure.
Aware.
But when Qui-Gon is killed by Darth Maul, his dying wish is that Obi-Wan teach Anakin the ways of the Force. When we meet
07.
him again years later, it's clear that he's grown into an overconfident young man that believes he's destined for greatness. This makes him even more happy to take risks, and is why he feels so limited by following the Jedi Council's rules.
Stupid
It's through
Jedi
reconnecting
Council.
with Padme that Anakin's human flaws begin to shine through. He's loved her since the first moment he laid eyes on her, and when he sees that she's not been as burdened by feelings as he has, we see flashes of anger and frustration. When something
Yeah.
doesn't align with his
True.
desires, he immaturely cannot accept it. It feels like an injustice to him. Just like when the Jedi Council rejected him after he was told it was his fate, Padme rejects him after he believed they were destined to be together. Any degree of uncertainty causes him pain, the natural result of being raised to believe
Her
your
outfits
fate
are
is
so
sealed.
good.
But the Jedi way stops making as much sense to him, as it's not in sync with his desires. So in Stage 2, Anakin is a Jedi apprentice that has doubts about working with others. He's no longer selfless, as he feels others distrust him. He still
Damn.
takes risks, but is uncertain about the future, as he's being trained as a
Like me for
Jedi
real.
while receiving mixed messages about whether he belongs there. And his father figure is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Babobi.
Obi-Wan tries to teach Anakin the ways of the
Babobi.
Force, to be more accepting, that Jedi life is about compassionate detachment, to simply let life unfold the way it's meant to, and not try to control it. This means undermining Anakin's instincts. Meanwhile, Chancellor Palpatine feeds his ego, and tells him to trust and follow his own instincts. So from Anakin's perspective, the Jedi are trying to control him, even though they pretend they're all about free will.
True.
Whereas
I mean, it's
Palpatine is
true.
encouraging
He's
him
not
to
wrong.
be truly free by just following his own desires. In essence, the Jedi look out for the collective, whereas Palpatine encourages Anakin
Do
to look
they?
out for the individual.
Does the Jedi Council look out for the collective, or do they kind of look out for like them number one for like themselves first? You know what I'm saying? Like, I still think the Jedi Council is like this weird religious order, like old men in charge. I'm sorry, how many women are on the Jedi Council? How many? Oh, 0? Oh, okay, got it. Thanks.
So despite romantic love being forbidden for a Jedi, the more time Anakin spends with Padme,
This outfit,
the
this outfit, so good. Slay.
the more he prioritizes what he believes is right for him and betrays the Jedi Code. After she kisses him, she later describes it as a mistake, as she doesn't want to ruin his future, again feeding into this idea of Anakin's destiny.
The thought of not being with you, I can't breathe.
This potential rejection makes Anakin more manipulative,
Yes,
unable
Jazzy.
to accept the outcome of others' free will. His fear of losing her is so intense that he offers to do anything she wants, as her love torments his soul. This creates a choice that will reveal his true priorities, be
Oh,
a Jedi
shit.
or be with Padme. And when faced with a tough binary decision that guarantees
and
he
that's
loses,
another thing too. All the Jedis be like, oh, you can't have like sex and romantic partners if you're gonna be a Jedi. But then they all fucking do. Like Obi-Wan does it. Qui-Gon Jinn did it. Like, please. Bunch of freaking hypocrites out there.
something, Anakin's first instinct is to cheat and suggests they keep it a secret. This is a natural instinct for anyone to have, to preserve what they feel is right for them and try not to lose out on other opportunities. He has a choice, but he did not choose to feel the way he feels, and that feeling is too overwhelming. So his instincts are about self-interest, not honor or honesty. But then Obi-Wan downplays Anakin's frequent nightmares about his mother being in danger. He intuitively feels these are premonitions, whereas Obi-Wan reassures him they're just dreams. But when he has another nightmare and Obi-Wan isn't there to stop him, he insists on going to see his mother.
I'm sorry, I don't have a choice.
His
Gotta go see
feelings are so
Mama.
strong that he never tries to control himself, as if his destiny is always inviting him away from the graces of restraint. If going to see his mother proved Obi-Wan right, that she was safe and these were just dreams, then it would have restored his faith in the Jedi way, but instead he finds her as a prisoner, and she dies in
Yeah,
his
he
arms.
he trusted his instincts.
The fear he had for his mother's safety when he first left was now validated, and if Obi-Wan had let him follow his
Yeah.
instincts earlier, he could have saved her.
True.
He immediately feeds his
Beardy
anger,
McBeardface,
taking his
true.
revenge on the Tuskens,
Hello there.
murdering not just the men, but the women
Oh,
and children.
Obi-Wan.
When he just listens to his emotions, his mother's life is worth dozens of innocent lives, showing how powerful
The
and out
women
of
and the
control
children.
his feelings can become, that he loses all sense of proportionality. Padme reassures him that there was nothing he could do, that he's not all-powerful, and his response sums up his entire psychology.
You're not all powerful.
Well, I should be.
Should be.
Someday I will be.
His instinct is to control the world, so he can protect the people he cares about at any cost. That it's unjust for bad things to happen to good people. The world isn't acting in alignment. This opens the mental door that perhaps you need to do bad
Oh
to
yeah,
preserve
that scene with the
good.
music.
As
Cinema.
he can't handle the unpredictable
Cinema.
chaos of life.
Jazzy
Being
can
out of
fix him?
control feels like being
But here's
under
the thing, Jazzy, do you want to fix him? Does he need to be fixed? I mean, okay, he killed the women and children. Maybe he does need a little work. But like I think he was right about a lot of stuff. I'll say it. I don't think the Jedi Council should be in charge of things. I agree with him. Did he have to kill the younglings? No. Don't do that. He was right about the sand. So true, baloney. So fucking true.
control to a boy who was raised as a slave.
He wasn't all wrong.
He no longer sees the value of democracy. He sees it as
Gets
slow
everywhere.
and tedious, just like the Jedi Council always undermining his powers and trying to look out for everyone else but him. He feels he could have done more good if he had just been allowed to follow his instincts, so he begins to prefer authoritarian rule, as in his mind, someone needs to take action and get things done. From an early age, the idea of there being slaves and masters was normalized to him, and now that he has power, he wants to ensure that he's always the master and not the slave.
Damn.
He's
Oh,
tasted
see,
the dark side.
see, Jazzy, he's one of those guys with the big childhood trauma, and you can fix him. You can fix him though, Jazzy. I believe. He just got some trauma. Work through it.
And seen its benefits. But he still listens to Padme and saves Obi-Wan, even though it cost him his arm.
But
So in Stage 3, now Anakin graduates to a Jedi Knight. He believes he works better alone than with others. He's self-interested, as someone has to be looking out for his interests to protect his loved ones. he still takes risks, and his future is unclear, as he's not living in line with the Jedi way. He no longer has any man he looks up to as a father figure.
What about the Emperor? Oh, I guess that'll come later, huh?
He gets used to living a double life filled with secrecy, marrying Padme and never telling Obi-Wan about his mother or his vengeful crimes. But everything changes once Padme informs him that she's pregnant, which means soon their private relationship will be exposed. This further closes the likelihood of Anakin ever becoming a Jedi Master.
And
If his
yeah,
destiny-
episode 3 Anakin is best Anakin for sure. 100%. With the hair and
He is to
black
have
robes and
absolute
shit.
power,
Slay.
then he'll need to find some other avenue of attaining it. And just like the visions of his mother dying, he now starts to envision Padme dying during childbirth. He previously felt he couldn't breathe without Padme in his life, so her dying would be unbearable for him. He's seen tragedy fall all around him, and doesn't want the love of his life to be another calamity. Yoda implores Anakin to let go of everything he fears to lose. Essentially, he cannot have human emotions and attachments, and possess the power of the Force. They're too deadly a combination. But how can he relinquish control if it means
Jedi's just don't be wanting people to have nice things. I'll say it. I've seen the hockey hair vids. No, I have not. I have
he's
not.
just sitting back and letting his loved
I
ones
don't know it.
perish? He has no practical faith in the Jedi way, as it only ever held him back.
Yeah.
The combined weakness
That's what
of
religious
his lust for
organizations
power
do. That's what religious organizations do. They oppress you and take away the fun stuff and then expect you to just do whatever they say no matter what and like blindly follow. Bad
His
Jedi.
need to be in control and his fear of losing Padme leaves him wide open to being manipulated by Palpatine, who has only ever encouraged Anakin to trust
Palpatine
his
does sneak on
instincts.
in there.
Palpatine creates moral ambiguity between both sides, validating that the dark
Purple.
side can be used for good, just like the light can be used for evil. He helps Anakin see that the Jedi Council seek the power to control just the same as the dark side, only they pretend they don't. This creates more conflict within Anakin, and encourages him
As
not
it
to see the
should.
difference between right and wrong for the collective, but only for himself. So once Palpatine
Like
tempts him,
this poor fucking guy, Anakin, kidnapped by this religious order, indoctrinated, raised with their beliefs, being pounded into his head. Yeah, purple lightsaber because Samuel L. Jackson, absolutely, and purple lightsaber is absolutely the superior color. Like I would have a purple lightsaber, 100%, 100%.
with the dark side's power to prevent Padme
Respect
from
Samuel L.
dying,
Jackson.
the seeds are planted. Now
I respect
Anakin has
it.
a choice. He can join Palpatine or report him. Despite all of his incentives, there is still good in Anakin. He resists temptation and chooses to report Palpatine as a Sith. But then he sees what he perceives to be the Jedi's hypocrisy in action. If democratic order is to be preserved, Palpatine should face trial, but Mace Windu is willing to break the rules to kill Palpatine as he's too powerful. Windu is acting rationally and willing to break the rules to benefit the collective.
Pink lightsabers? That would be sick. I don't think there's pink kyber crystals though, unfortunately. There's canonically now, purple kyber crystals, but unfortunately I don't think there's pink. That'd be cool if there was though. The purple ones almost kind of have like a pink tinge to them, right? Look, it's like a little bit. Surely.
But whenever breaking the rules would have benefited just Anakin, it's forbidden. So he believes they're just as self-interested as he is, making
are.
excuses for their decisions just like he
Anakin
does.
really said, like, no matter how bad this guy is, he deserves like a trial, right? To be judged by his peers and taken from there. And then the Jedi representative, Mace Windu here, is like, no, we're just gonna straight up murk this guy. Because I mean, let's be honest, he does deserve to get murked. He's like an evil emperor, authoritarian moment. But like, Anakin was literally like, he needs to have faith that he gets a trial.
So why should he be the only one following the rules? What
Yeah.
about his interests? Anakin wants to save
Look
Padme
at the pearls. Slay.
more than anything, and if Windu sees
It's real
killing
'cause we
Palpatine
said
as the
so?
only way
Bet.
forward, then he can't let that happen. He uses his powers to stop Windu, as by saving Palpatine, he believes he's saving Padme. The moment this act is complete, Palpatine reassures Anakin that this was him fulfilling his destiny. But was this meant to be his destiny? He tried to earn the Council's approval, but they never trusted him. He tried to follow
They wouldn't even
Obi-Wan's
grant him the rank of master. Stupid.
instructions,
Stupid Jedi
but they just
Council.
led him to more
Where's my
loss.
pink lightsaber?
Now the door is permanently shut on Anakin's chances of ever becoming a Jedi Master. This means all he has
don't want that
left
anymore.
is Padme, and in order to protect her, his only chance is by joining the dark side. As predicted, his fear leads to anger, his anger leads to hate, and his hate leads to suffering. As Anakin helps Palpatine's men slaughter all the
Oops.
remaining Jedi in the temple,
Not the
including the
younglings.
children.
You gone too
He
far with
went
that.
from believing that the biggest problem in this universe is that nobody helps each other, to killing
Aw.
innocent young children in the hopes that Palpatine can help him save just one person.
Oh my
But
god.
Padme is not like him. Once she's told what Anakin has done, she wants him to leave all of this behind and just run away and be with her. But the more Anakin feeds his dark side, the larger his appetite grows. He
Yeah.
claims Obi-Wan is lying about him, willing to deceive and trick the one person he loves. His megalomaniacal tendencies shine through, believing his actions have brought peace to the Republic, that he can overthrow the Chancellor,
Your new
and they could rule the
empire.
galaxy together. This sees Anakin enter Stage 4, where he becomes Darth Vader. He now fully believes in
Ooh.
authoritarianism,
Oops.
that control is an underestimated form of love. He's purely self-interested. He takes anything he wants by any means necessary. His future is with the dark side, and his father figure is Chancellor Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Padme still believes in good, she believes in democracy, and doesn't want any part in the dark.
You know what would have been so cool? Is if Padme, like, let's pretend he didn't kill younglings for a second. Okay, let's pretend he didn't do that unforgivable act. And let's say that he, like, rescued the younglings from the creepy religious order, but, like, he kind of stays evil a little bit. And, like, and Padme kind of comes to the dark side just a little bit with him, too. And then they, like, have badass, like, black and red outfits. And they're both just, like, a little evil, but not, like, too evil. You know what I'm saying, Jazzy? Like, I feel like that could be a thing. I mean, I'm sure someone's wrote a fan fiction somewhere, right? I don't
Path
know.
he's following.
What's Rule
Anakin
34?
did all of this to preserve his relationship with his wife, but he's now out of control again. He has no real choice but to lose her. Either she dies from childbirth, or she stops loving him and leaves. Only adding
Yeah.
fuel to the fire of hate that burns inside him.
Ooh.
The loss of his mother, the bitterness of never being trusted or respected. Now only seeing the bad in everyone and everything, he thinks Obi-Wan
Yeah,
is
if
trying
Luke
to
and Leia would have been born and raised and trained in the dark side, being as powerful as they are, because I don't know if you guys know this about Anakin. He literally, like, he has no biological father. Like, he's literally made of midichlorian. Like, that's how powerful he is. Like, the Force basically got his mother pregnant with him, which is terrifying, by the way. And ain't no way. Yeah, and it is kind of an allegory for Jesus. Absolutely. He's the chosen one, right? But, like, this is if, like, Jesus had superpowers and then went evil type shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, his mother was very much a Mary. Was that Jesus's mom name? Mary, right? Yeah, Mary character. But yeah, no, and so that's why Luke and Leia, which they never really fleshed that out like they should have, they are both very high midichlorian count and very powerful. And Leia chose to, instead of like Force training, she went like the politics route, like her mom. And then Luke, you know, went into the Force training and kind of went more the route of Anakin, his dad. But they both have very high midichlorian counts. But Anakin, literally, like, you can't beat him. Like, he's Hayden Christensen. Yes.
steal Padme away from him and tries to kill him. The closest thing he's ever had to a father, the person who tried to see the best in him and lead him towards the light, is now his sworn enemy, as he reflects everything Anakin
This fight's
squandered,
so crazy,
everything
man.
he can never become. His
I
arrogance
remember
is what
crying
leads
so
to his
hard in the
ultimate
theater.
demise, viewing
I was
himself
just a little, I was very young, and we went to see it. And the part where like he cuts his arms and legs off and he's like on the ground just like screaming like I hate you. Like I remember just being like, holy fuck, it's like the most intense movie scene I've ever seen, and it like moved me so much. You know, I was like, holy shit. Like they loved each other, and now this, and it's just such a tragedy, and like holy shit, you know.
as so much more powerful that even though Obi-Wan has the high ground, he doesn't believe anything can stop him. He takes a leap of faith in his own abilities, and as punishment, has all his limbs cut off, before catching on fire. His hair, his skin, his identity as Anakin Skywalker, the young boy with all the potential in the world,
07.
melting into lava. Palpatine finds his body and saves what remains of his life. But for a boy that was raised as a slave, that wanted ultimate freedom for himself, his new mechanical body locks around his limbs like shackles, as if he's a prisoner inside.
Well,
physically
it is. Then did you know that the Emperor actually made this suit specifically to keep him in constant levels of pain so that he wouldn't like, so basically that's so he wouldn't remember how powerful he really was and kill the Emperor. You know what I mean? But this suit was specifically designed to like keep him in constant amounts of pain so that he would never be able to like use his full force ever again. It is sad. It's a fucking tragedy, man. But like, it's such a good story. Like, but it is. It's fucking. It's tragic. The whole thing is
scarred with
tragic.
the viciousness of his crimes.
But again, I don't like happy endings as much as.
And although he told
So
Padme
cool.
he couldn't breathe without her, he now has a machine to do his breathing for him. He lost
Oh, whoa. Okay, I never picked that up before. That's a good. That's a wow. That's a very good insight. Like he was saying, like I can't breathe without you, and yeah, now he has a machine to do his breathing for him. Oh shit. So you're saying the mask stays on Deering? I would think so, Jazzy. I would think so. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, whatever floats the
everything he
boat.
valued
You know?
for absolute control, and even then, he's still a slave to Palpatine.
Yeah.
He's just too
fucking-
blinded by hate to see it. But despite what everyone in his
Unless you
life
get
told
in the
him,
tank with him.
was this
Hey, yo.
Anakin's fate? Was he always born
What
to
happens
serve?
in the Bacta tank stays in the Bacta tank. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got me a 3-seater Bacta tank. If y'all want to, if anyone's trying to come
The
through,
dark side.
know what I'm saying?
If Qui-Gon had never passed away, would he have been raised by a father figure that truly believed in him? If the Council had embraced his abilities, would he have had more faith in democracy? If the Jedi allowed romantic relationships, would he not have been able to seek their help instead of...
Yes, he would have. And those fucking hypocrites on the Jedi Council, Obi-Wan had like a wife type scenario, Qui-Gon Jinn did too. Like they were all getting it on the side, but then they were just like, oh, you can't do that. Typical religious order bullshit.
harboring a secret?
M-word.
And
Sorry.
if Obi-Wan had helped him to save his mother after his first nightmare, would he never have found any other reason to seek vengeance?
Maybe.
If following the righteous path
Yoda was
always
such
led
brain.
to the best outcomes, the choice to be
God.
good would be simple. But the complexity of morality is that sometimes the righteous path leads to worse outcomes and personal
Ooh.
sacrifice. People don't always get what they deserve, or deserve what they get.
Damn.
This is where each person's individual morality comes into play. What do you prioritize more? The righteous method, or the righteous result?
Ooh.
There's darkness in all of us, but there's also light. And given we're experts at rationalizing our own behavior, sometimes it's hard to distinguish the difference.
True.
But whenever we have a tough decision to make,
Her
if we
hair.
pay attention, we can feel
good.
an internal force intuitively guiding us in a direction. And it's hard to decipher whether that force is...
We can. And it is so hard, right? Like you want to trust your gut, but it's like sometimes that's so hard to do because your brain just tries to override it so hard. And I think the worst feeling is when your gut was right, but like you did the what your brain was telling you to do anyway, even though you like your gut was telling you no. Like, is that the force a little bit? Like maybe the Force is a little bit real. Do you guys think I have midichlorians? That'd be cool.
self-interest, our moral compass, or fate, inviting us down a path. For Anakin Skywalker, he understandably wanted the righteous result of saving his loved ones, but the methods he used created worse outcomes for so many others.
True.
He couldn't bear the feeling of being out of control. He didn't just want to be a slave to the universe's whim. And
Trauma.
yet, constantly being told he was born to fulfill his destiny technically makes him out of control, no matter what he chooses.
I
But if
get
his
that
li-
though. I get that though. I get that kind of, because it's like, don't tell me to do something. Like, I'm gonna do it. Just don't fucking tell me to do it. Like, I'm gonna do it. You know? Just don't like tell me to do it. Like, just let me do it. You know? I get that a little bit. I do. What if they said no boink to kill off competition for control? Ain't no way. George Lucas learned about mitochondria and went crazy. True. I love it. I want mitochondria.
Lived experience only shows him the problems with the light side and the benefits of the dark. Then what is he expected to choose?
I'm somewhere in the middle. You don't have to choose.
Which makes the real...
You know, there are like gray Jedi, right? Like, you don't have to be completely light side or completely dark side. Like, what if I told you? Also, there is not a single fucking female on this goddamn Jedi Council. It's really pissing me off.
question about Anakin Skywalker. Did he choose the dark side? Or did the dark side choose him?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both, I fear. Yeah. No. No. Did you see it? See what? See what? Or are you just doing the meme? Man, I'll tell you what. Yeah, this scene in theaters went crazy. This scene in theaters went crazy when he was just like, no, because I was very young, but like I, through culture, had learned, who Darth Vader was. Like, I'd seen the original Star Wars. Like, my mom had the VHS of them. But then I remember we went to the theater to see this one. And when I had found out that this guy was Darth Vader and became Darth Vader, because I didn't know that Anakin becomes Darth Vader. So, like, my little brain exploded. I was like, what the fuck? Like, he's Darth Vader? Ain't no way. It was crazy. What a rush. What a ride that was. That was a good video. I liked that one. Yeah, 07, James Earl Jones, legend. If you are able to and haven't seen, I really recommend the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Let me see if I can find a clip of it. Oh shit, they got the whole shit. Yeah, no, okay, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, literally skip all the parts about like Leia, the kid arc, like skip. You have to why doesn't this have subtitles? No. Why is there no subtitles? Sad. Yeah, no, this fight, like I oh my god. It's so fucking, like, I remember me and Evil watched this for the first time together, and I was just like on the couch, like losing my fucking mind. So this is the first time that Darth Vader and Obi-Wan see each other since Mustafar, where Obi-Wan fucked him up. You know what I mean? This is the first time they've seen each other since then. Can you guys see that okay?
have you come to destroy me, Obi-Wan?
I'm gonna turn it up a
I will
little.
do what I must.
The lighting in this is insane too.
Then you will die.
It's so cool. Honestly, it's worth watching this. You can just get to this scene. It's like I watch this shit all day. Obi-Wan! Cinema. Straight up cinema, man. Fucking. Oh, the roll. Oh my god, Ahsoka's so good! Okay, oh my god, yes, Filoni, yes. Oh! Oh?
Your strength has returned.
Oh.
But the weakness still remains.
Ooh. Throwing rocks. Get fucking bombed. Obi-Wan! Oh god.
And that is why
So
you
cool!
will always lose.
So fucking sick, man. Darth Vader's a fatty. Oop. This is for Mustafa, bitch! I mean, he did cut off his arms and legs.
Did you truly think that you could defeat me? You
Damn.
have failed, Master.
On the rock, paper, scissors. Oz champion. Looking. Mayhaps. Yeah. The voices. Yeah, just give him a second. He's a little out of practice, you know, it's been a few years. Do what you must, Obi-Wan. Little Leia. Skip the Leia arc, you know. Not bad. It's just not interesting to me. Go, Bobby. And you have to understand, this is like Vader at his strongest, pretty much. You know, even though he's very weakened from the suit that keeps him weakened, he's still like, this is peak Vader, prime years of Vader. Oh! He's back? Oh, what? Stopping the lightsaber with the Force is crazy work! Oh! Uh-oh, uh-oh. Obi's gonna ult? He's ulting? Look out! Oh, bleh. Damn, just like nothing. Oh, shit. Swinging. Stoning him a little bit. They're both getting stoned. They've both gotten stoned on this planet, you know? Ah! Oh, fuck him up. Oh my god, the hilt hit to the chest is insane work. Oh! That's Vader's biggest weakness is because like, you know, if you fuck with his suit, like he literally can't breathe. So, you know, the suit is just like his greatest strength, but also his greatest weakness, you know? Yeah, he's spamming B. Cringe. Cringe, Bobobi, cringe. Stop spamming. His ult wasn't very ulty. I'll say it. Oh! This part's crazy. It's crazy. Hayden Christensen! Yeah, now they kiss. True. Real. Salute. There's Hayden! Oh my god. Like the first time they've seen each other. Ah. I don't know why the story just gets me, man.
Anakin's gone. I am what remains.
Oh, it's so good, Jazzy. It's so good, right?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Anakin. For all of it.
Badge, man.
I am not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
So, like, oh god. It's so good.
The same way, I will destroy you.
I'm locked in. I am locked in. I haven't seen this in a second.
Then my friend is truly dead.
No.
Goodbye, Darth.
Oh shit. Oh, dark. Leave him there. Cold.
Obi-Wan!
The second time he's leaving him like this, man. Oh, what a scene! What cinema, man! Cinema. Obi-Wan can't do it. He can't do it. He can't do it. He can't. Unfortunately, the Jedi preach about not having connections and stuff, but Obi-Wan very much so loved Anakin. You know, he helped raise him, and he'd never be able to actually go through with killing him. I think. You know what I mean? I got locked in on that. That is a good fucking scene, and yeah. I basically showed you the best part of the show, so now you don't feel like you have to watch the whole show, okay? No, it's true. Okay, cuties. Here's what we're gonna do, okay? I'm gonna take a little break, and then when I come back, maybe some Mario Kart while we watch some Star Wars clips. Maybe like a Philosophy of the Sith video react. I'm not sure. Let's see what I feel when I get back, okay? But we're gonna continue with the Star Wars content, okay? Star Wars stream. Now, what I'm gonna do for you cuties while I take a little break here is I am going to put on for you the tragedy. Have you heard of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. Also, I'm going to turn on fishing. It's not a story, but have you actually heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Have you actually heard it? Well, guess what? Here it is. Fishing is open. Where? Well, hold on. Why? Go away. Okay. Here we go. I'll be back. Enjoy the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. Okay. Enjoy. Here we go. All right, cuties. I appreciate all of you. I will be right back. Mwah. All right. All right.
Hey guys, this is Luke from the Scoundrels Cantina, and welcome to another episode of A Star Wars Story.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
In this video, we'll be telling you the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise, who is most notably seen in the Plagueis novel, as well as having a brief but iconic mention in Star Wars Episode 3, The Revenge of the Sith. As always, we're mixing the expanded universe and canon because we believe that there is no reason why most of it can't fit together. Todd, the other scoundrel, will be having the honors of narrating the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. So anyway, let's do it!
Higo Damask was a Force-sensitive male Mun born sometime between 147 years before the Battle of Yavin and 120 BBY on the planet Mygeeto to Car Damask, who was a banking clan executive. Before he was born, the reigning Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Tenebrous, predicted that Car Damask's offspring would be strong in the Force, so he arranged for Higo's mother to have an affair and bear him a child. Tenebrous was searching for a powerful apprentice whom he would eventually possess thanks to the Maxichlorians, with which his consciousness would survive, hoping to eventually take control of the Chosen One when he would appear. Around the age of 5, little Higo found out that he was Force sensitive for the first time, and at one point used a mind trick on a Mun youngling, convincing him to commit suicide. Eventually, Car Damask would hand Higo over to Darth Tenebrous to be trained as a Sith, in return getting a career advancement arranged by the Dark Lord's shadowy sources. Tenebrous would at one point name Higo Damask Darth Plagueis, and after 25 years of being his apprentice and training in the ways of the Sith, finally went on their first mission together. During all this time, Plagueis' father Car Damask had become the chairman of the Intergalactic Banking Clan and eventually fell gravely ill due to a rare defect in his genes, which was passed down to all of his children except for Higo because he had a different mother. Higo's siblings hated him for having a different mother and spent millions of credits for treatments to their illness, all the while Plagueis had a geneticist conduct phony treatments and took pleasure in his siblings' early deaths. Because of this, he inherited all of his family's wealth, as well as the company Damask Holdings. During the years, Darth Plagueis didn't receive proper training from Tenebrous and was usually sent on easy missions because his master simply wanted to ensure that he lived long enough to possess the Chosen One. Because of this, a lot of power that he wielded was self-taught. In 67 BBY, the two Sith Lords traveled to the planet Bel Demnik to survey a cortosis mine where their mining probe went haywire, leading to a gas explosion. As Tenebrous used the Force to shield them from the explosion, Plagueis felt the dark side inform him that the time to take the mantle of Sith Master has come, so he brought down huge stone slabs on top of his master, after which Plagueis informed him that his death would mark the end of the Rule of Two, and snapped his neck. Immediately after this, Plagueis would lose his powers of precognition because Tenebrous went through his plan by infecting him, although after witnessing his death at the hands of his apprentice, Tenebrous panicked and left his body. Not long after, Darth Plagueis would have an intruder in his retreat on the planet Sojourn, which was a Force sensitive. As he went out to confront him, it turned out to be a bit secret apprentice of his deceased master called Darth Venomous. With some trouble, Plagueis would manage to defeat Venomous, who would then pledge himself as an apprentice to him, although the Sith Master abducted him as a test subject for his midichlorian experiments. In 65 BBY, Plagueis, under his public name Higo Damask, traveled to Naboo, which would be ready to partake in intergalactic trade that had worked very well for him. He would eventually notice one of his political allies standing out to him, which was a 17-year-old man called Sheev Palpatine, who greatly impressed him with his natural power and Force sensitivity. Plagueis would learn about Palpatine's entanglement with his father and how he opposed this point of view, believing Naboo would be better off open to the wider galaxy. Because of his friendships with the younger Palpatine, he would secure Damask's holding interests on Naboo. Sheev Palpatine would consider Higo as a father figure, which would lead his father, Kasinga Palpatine, to demand that Damask stay away from his son. With a bit of manipulation from Plagueis, Sheev eventually murdered his entire family, and the Sith covered their disappearances up, as well as saw the young man as being insidious and ready to join the Sith Order. Darth Plagueis had a plan of making Palpatine the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic that would bring the galaxy under the rule of the Sith, so he took him as a Sith apprentice and named him Darth Sidious. Soon Sidious's training would begin, which was designed to break him and remake him into a Sith. Plagueis promised them that it would be severe, although they would be free from the rule of two, thus breaking the cycle enacted by Darth Bane almost 1,000 years ago. In the following years, Plagueis taught Sidious everything he knew to prevent the power he had amassed from being lost, as well as sought to find a path to immortality.
He became so powerful. The only thing he was afraid of was losing his power, which eventually, of course, he did.
In 54 BBY, the Sith Lords organized an assassination in the family of Senator Vidar Kim, who was their opponent and threat to the grand plan of the Sith regarding the planet Naboo. In 52 BBY, Vidar Kim had become an even bigger liability to the Sith, so Plagueis and Sidious decided to eliminate him by sending a Maladian assassin who killed him while riding in an open airspeeder with his son, who was a Jedi. The same year, Plagueis was discussing with the Kaminoans of the possibility of creating a clone army to one day destroy the Jedi, hoping to use the Inquarius genetic templates due to their immunity to many Force powers. It would be pointed out that the Inquari would be extremely difficult to control due to their natural aggression. Not long after, Plagueis attended a meeting on Sereno where he would meet with Jedi Master Count Dooku, who had become an increasingly dissatisfied critic of the Galactic Senate. In truth, Plagueis wanted to recruit Dooku as an insurance policy against the possibility of losing Sidious. He would also talk to Sifo Dyas and Dooku about an impending conflict for the Republic in the future, which is where he realized that it would be better if the Kaminoans created an army to fight alongside the Jedi before betraying them instead of simply fighting against them. A few months later in Munilis, Darth Plagueis would almost be killed by Maladian assassins and was gravely injured, all the while lashing out at them with the dark side of the Force. Sidious would personally execute the people behind this hit on his master. Plagueis received grievous injuries to the lower part of his face, which had been taken off by a decapitator disc. In order to survive, he had to wear a transpirator which covered the lower part of his face, allowing him to breathe. For the next 20 years, Plagueis would devote all his energy in studying the midichlorians while Palpatine worked on his political career, which were the last stages of the Grand Plan. Under Plagueis' watchful eye, Sidious took on his own apprentice who would be known as Darth Maul and be useful to their cause. While studying the dark side of the Force, Plagueis ventured to Korriban, also known as Moraban, to the Valley of the Dark Lords, where he sought to contact long-dead Sith. While attempting to leave the planet, he had a vision of Marka Ragnos, who challenged his claim to the title of Sith, while answering none of his questions, leaving Plagueis unconvinced about the reality of life after death. He would study the continuity of consciousness after death, as well as the transference technique in search of immortality.
He could even keep the ones he cared about from dying.
Around 42 BBY, Plagueis finally killed Venomous, although managed to resurrect him through the Force, after which he killed him for the final time. Sidious and Plagueis then entered a meditative trance and attempted to mentally reach out to the inhabitants of the galaxy and create life through the midichlorians.
He could use the Force to influence the midichlorians to create life.
What they did was in direct violation of the nature of the Force, to which the Force itself struck back in retaliation by conceiving a savior which was prophesied long ago to bring balance to the Force and peace to the galaxy. Darth Plagueis believed that the Force itself actively opposed the Sith's dark side efforts, seeing each setback in this light since the darkness was considered
to be unnatural.
In 33 BBY, Plagueis and Sidious provoked a key conflict to advance their goals, which was the Inquari Uprising. This served them, as during the conflict against the Republic, the Inquari killed 7 Jedi and were eventually eliminated as a possible threat to the rise of the Sith in the future. Darth Plagueis would soon survive another assassination attempt by way of a nuclear bombardment, which was organized by King Ars Varuna of Naboo. Plagueis would then deal with Varuna himself and killed him, which also served the Grand Plan. In 32 BBY, the blockade of Naboo would be issued by the Dark Lords of the Sith, in which the Trade Federation occupied the planet with their droid armies.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
This was done in order to remove Chancellor Finis Valorum from office and for Senator Palpatine to take over as Supreme Chancellor, as well as laying the seeds for the Clone Wars. 2 Jedi Knights would be sent as ambassadors to negotiate with the Trade Federation, after which the order came to
Kill them immediately.
After that, the invasion of Naboo began ahead of schedule as the Sith made it legal.
My lord, is that legal?
I will make it legal.
During the invasion on Naboo, Plagueis and Palpatine became aware of Anakin Skywalker, a slave boy from Tatooine, whom they believed to be the Chosen One due to his incredibly high midichlorian count, as well as being the Force's retaliation to their unnatural doings. When Plagueis saw the boy, he had a Force vision of a cyborg clad in dark armor, which is when he felt fear for the first time, even though he never believed in prophecies. He immediately ordered the death of the Jedi who were on Naboo by the hands of Darth Maul. Not long after, Plagueis met with Sifo Dyas at a political gathering hosted by the Supreme Chancellor, where he played on the Jedi's fears, convincing him that a military needed to be created to defend the Republic. Following the Battle of Theed and the death of Qui-Gon Jinn at the hands of Darth Maul, Count Dooku resigned from the Jedi Order and fell to the dark side, becoming the new apprentice of Darth Sidious since Maul was no more. At this time, Sifo Dyas approached the Kaminoans and requested a clone army.
Hold on, I'm back. I'm back, cuties. Albie's back. Let's fucking go. Let's finish this video though. I was kind of watching while I was doing my thing. I didn't realize that so part of the reason that the Force made Anakin was in retaliation to how much bad Sith juju was going on. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get that part of it before, but like that adds up. Damn. The Force is terrifying. Please don't like impregnate me. No, thank you. I do not consent.
Army for the Republic with the funds provided to him by Damask Holdings, while Dooku recruited the bounty hunter Jango
Politics,
Fett
am I
as the
right?
clone army prototype. After this, Sifo Dyas' demise was planned and executed by the Sith. After ensuring that he would be elected the Supreme Chancellor, Sidious decided that the time had come to complete the grand plan without Plagueis, as he learned all he could from his master and simply saw him as an obstacle. On the other hand, Plagueis completely trusted his apprentice. The night before the election which Palpatine would win, the two of them made a public appearance at the Opera House, after which they went to the mosque's penthouse to celebrate the upcoming success. There Sidious got Plagueis drunk with wine while he rehearsed his speech for the Senate.
Unfortunately,
Really?
he taught his apprentice everything he knew. Then his apprentice killed him in his
Oh,
sleep.
enjoying
Plagueis
it.
got
No.
intoxicated.
Happy Sunday, cutie. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. Padme is so slay. George Lucas is so smart. Can't believe he came up with this all by himself. Yeah, doubt it.
His apprentice waited patiently until he fell
Definitely
asleep,
more-
after which he unleashed torrent after torrent of Force
more
lightning
writers
at
going
him,
on than just
basking in the
him.
one's agony and slowly torturing him to death.
Robot Chicken
Ironic.
animation,
He'd
you
save
know?
others from death, but not himself.
When
Damn.
Plagueis was dead, Sidious felt sadness and feared that the cause of this unease was because his master had somehow discovered immortality and was about to exact his revenge on him. The following morning,
Ooh.
he became the Supreme Chancellor of the Galactic Republic.
Senator Palpatine has been nominated to succeed Valorum as Supreme Chancellor.
A surprise, to
Supreme
be sure,
Chancellor.
but a welcome one.
If it weren't for Darth Plagueis the Wise, one of the most powerful beings in the galaxy would have never come to fruition, which was Darth Sidious, and everything that led to the Galactic Empire would have never happened.
And you, young Skywalker, we will watch your career with great interest.
It can be said that Plagueis was in fact a part of the prophecy of the Chosen One, since he was one of the reasons that Anakin appeared at that point in time and eventually saved the universe in Return of the Jedi. In
Damn.
19 BBY, the tragedy
I mean-
of Darth Plagueis the Wise would be told to Anakin Skywalker by Darth Sidious, which would eventually culminate in him becoming his apprentice.
It's not a story the Jedi would tell you.
True.
It's a Sith legend.
Anyway, guys, this is it in the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise, and we hope you all enjoyed it.
There it
and learned
is.
something
Darth
new about
Plagueis the Wise, y'all. Now you have heard the tale. You can say that you have heard the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise. Okay? Bet. Fucking bet. Now listen, I was throwing around the idea of Mario Karting and like watching things, but like when it comes to Star Wars stuff, I can't not yap. So I think we're just gonna watch. You know what I mean? Today is reacts, okay? Because I can't not yap. Okay. Oh, you want to talk about how Jar Jar is one of the most powerful Sith Lords in the Star Wars universe? Absolutely he is. Absolutely he is. He absolutely is. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Check this out. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. This is moments of Jar Jar totally not being a Sith Lord, right? Like, oh, he's just a silly guy. He's just a silly guy. No. Watch this. Watch this shit. There's a force jump. We all know how Jedi mind tricks work with the hand swipe, right? Yep. Watch this shit. Watch this. Little hand wave. Little hand wave. Got him out of there. Yep. You already know. Let him go. Yeah, I want more proof. The people need more. Tricking queens into war.
You're thinking, people gonna die?
I don't know.
Gungans get pasted too, eh?
I hope not.
Gungans no dying without a fight. We say warriors. We say got a grand army. That's why you know liking us, Mr. Dinks.
Your Highness?
Yeah.
You are doing grand. Jar Jar bring Usen and the Naboo together.
No.
So, we shall make you Bombard General.
Yeah.
General?
Gets to be a general. Yeah. How would he do? Real Sith Lord shit. Pretends to be clumsy, right? Oh! Yeah, slow it down there. Easy. Samurai Jedi video? Ooh. No, I got one lined up for us, so don't worry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Jar Jar. Nobody just gets this lucky, man. Easy. Literally taking out a whole enemy tank by himself. 2 enemy tanks by himself, soloed it.
Moi.
Jar Jar, it's Palpatine. Look, I need to apologize for manipulating you into granting me emergency powers.
Misa propose that the Senate give immediately emergency powers to the Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah, who literally took Padme's place in the Senate to be the one to introduce the idea of giving the Emperor like full supreme power. You know, he's the one that even, yeah, you know, he's basically just the best Sith. Exactly, Jazzy. And he's so sneaky with it, you never know. But he is. You a little bit love the extra stuff. I know the stuff and just the whole lore of it is crazy. Yeah. So there it is. Jar Jar is absolutely some kind of, and there's like 4 more minutes of evidence after that. Okay. Like it's true. All right. Yeah, why didn't you get Jar Jar? I don't think he's probably listed. They don't even see, and that's what makes him even sneakier, is they don't even list him as a Sith Lord. Okay? That's how sneaky he is. No one even knows he's a Sith Lord. Like, holy shit. That's crazy. More lore, more fun. No, true. No, it's true. Okay. This video is called The Philosophy of the Sith, an examination of the dark side. Okay? Fooling everyone and circumventing the two Sith rule? Yeah, you know it. Jar Jar literally does what he wants, I guess. There it is. You know what I'm saying?
The Sith are the main villains of one of the most influential movie franchises, Star Wars. The most iconic member of the Sith Lords is Darth Vader, a tragic character who used to go by the name of Anakin Skywalker.
Right.
Anakin was a promising Jedi apprentice trained by Obi-Wan Kenobi, who fell for the dark side of the Force due to unresolved emotional issues by trauma and the manipulations of Chancellor Palpatine, who secretly turned out to be among the most powerful Sith ever existed, Darth Sidious. In many ways, the Sith ideologically oppose the Jedi. The Jedi represent selflessness, tranquility, equality, and seek balance.
Do they? Do they? Or are they like a creepy religious order? Okay? Are they a creepy religious order that kidnaps children to train them and like, get in their heads?
The Force and peace in the galaxy. The Sith are selfish, passionate, and seek dominance by achieving strength and power.
Yes and no, but like we saw in the last video, like Sith are looking for something more. And when you're in that moment, you don't think you're doing wrong, right? Because you're ultimately thinking that you're doing what's right for the greater good, even though the actions don't justify the means. You know what I mean?
Star Wars generally portrays the Jedi as the good ones and the Sith as the evil ones. But we find shades of grey in between both extremes.
And that's where I fall.
The altruism
I'm a gray
of the Jedi
in the gray
has
area,
its downsides.
but
And
leaning
there's
more
something
Sith
to
for
be
sure.
said for the self-centered emotional approach of the Sith. The ideas of the 19th century
Emotions can be a weakness, but they can also be such a strength. You know what I mean? Oh, we're going Nietzsche on it? Oh shit. Okay, put on your thinking hats here. Put on your thinking hats. The 19th century German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche.
German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche seem strikingly similar to Sith philosophy. And they are critical of the kind of existence pursued by the Jedi. The latter, Nietzsche would have considered an unnatural, self-denying slave morality.
It is!
What's the difference between the Sith and the Jedi? What resemblances do we find between Sith philosophy and established philosophical ideas? And can we use Sith philosophy in our daily lives?
I want to.
This video
Show me
explores
how.
the philosophy of the Sith.
We'll get into it,
Please
man.
note, this essay is an exploration of ideas based
Let's
on
get
the
into
author's
it.
understanding and
I
interpretation.
want to take notes. I'm
It's
going to
not
take notes.
advice. Also, this video contains Star Wars footage and imagery which belong to Lucasfilm and Disney.
Yep. Don't look. Full title screen. Cinema.
The Force is a mysterious energy field created by all life and binds everything in the universe together. We're all connected by the Force, which flows through every living being. The Force is central to the Sith and Jedi's existence, as both factions rely on its power and possibilities through manipulation. An all-surrounding energy field connecting all life resembles the Stoic concept of pneuma, also called the breath of life, which binds
Pneuma, the breath, pneuma, the Stoic pneuma, breath of
the
life.
cosmos together and provides stability and cohesion.
I mean, you can't deny, I don't know if you're religious or whatever, but you can't, I feel even though, obviously, I'm not religious, I don't really believe in organized religion. I think it can get very toxic very fast. But, as a spiritual person, I do believe that, the universe definitely is all connected, for sure, by, I guess you could call it the Force, whatever it is. There's definitely something, that it's the universe is itself. And in a lot of ways, we are the universe experiencing itself. You know what I mean? I know that's a little out there, but Just Aquarius thoughts. I'm an Aquarius, okay? Yeah, flying spaghetti monster connects us all. Bless. Bless up.
An explanation of the Force and how the Sith use it is necessary for understanding their philosophy. After all, the Force is vital to the Sith's existence.
Born from stardust, exactly.
As with the Taoist concept of yin and yang, many Force users distinguish the light and the dark side of the Force. The light side of the Force is generally used for defensive purposes.
Ew! Not this movie. No, God, not episode 7, 8, and 9, man. Let me tell you something right now. Like, I do not condone episodes 7, 8, and 9. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. I can't condone it. They're just garbage. Garbage, garbage, hot garbage. You know? Yep.
And healing. The Jedi Order devoted itself to the light side of the Force, using it for selfless reasons, such as protecting other people, justice, and restoring
Oh my God, me too, Jazzy! Because I was so fucking pumped up. I was like, you got to pump it up. Like, I was pumped. I was like, new Star Wars. Like, let's fucking go. Got there. It appeared upon my screen. Oh, God. I was like, I'm sorry. Kylo Ren sucks. He sucks. Lame. Lame. I'll say it.
Maintaining peace in the galaxy. The
I even
Jedi
brought my
sought to
lightsaber and
maintain balance
everything.
in the Force, which means harmony between all life forms. They consider themselves guardians of what's good. Among the Jedi are Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Master Yoda. The Sith, however, devote themselves to the dark side of the Force, which relies on anger, fear, lust, greed, and aggression, aimed to destroy one's enemies.
Here's what, like, okay, you know, have you ever had, like, I've definitely experienced times in my life where, like, I was scared about something, but, like, I got mad about it too, and somehow that anger actually overrode my fear, and I was able to do what I needed to do to, like, stand up for myself, or, you know, like, righteously so. You know what I mean? So, like, I definitely do see a power in anger, but I think it has to be you have to be in control of it at the same time. You know, you can't just be out there duck-assing your anger everywhere. Okay, you can't be doing that. I mean, you could, but they might arrest you and ask you to go home. That's between you and God. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, press play.
And cause pain and suffering. One uses the dark side to develop strength.
This fucking
and power.
guy.
But the Sith's hunger for more is insatiable. It's never enough.
And that's where you have to draw the line. You have to draw the line and keep yourself humble and not go too crazy with it, you know? Use it sparingly and smartly.
There was always competition and bloodshed among the Sith, as they will never stop expanding their power.
Rule
An
of
essential
two.
difference between Jedi and Sith regarding the
Which is a
Force
stupid
is
rule.
the rule of two. The Jedi
That
see
nobody
the
ever
Force as
follows.
spreading fire.
Oh, Grogu! Grogu! My boy! My boy! Yeah, both of them did forget balance, Albie. Oh my God, you're so right. That's such a good way to put it. Like, they both forgot the balance. Yeah, gray area is where I live too, for sure, for sure. Yeah, where's Pedro Pascal?
Jedi, the stronger their collective force. As we pass the flame,
It's just CGI
our
Mark
light
Hamill, don't worry
spreads,
about it.
wrote Luke Skywalker. The dark side of the Force works differently, like venom. The more Force users the dark side has, the weaker the Force per individual becomes. As written in the Book of Sith by Darth Sidious, "No, the Force is venom. If it is poured into many cups, it loses its potency, until it becomes so diluted, it is merely an irritant. Yet, pour those cups back into a single
true?
vessel, and you will have the power to stop a Grey Dragon's heart." End quote.
Damn. Okay.
Thus, to maximize the power of the Force, it should be concentrated among just a few.
Look at how the background like matches my stream background. Do you guys like that? I even set us up with some Star Wars backgrounds for today. Oh yeah. We went full Star Wars. We went full Star Wars today.
Ideally, one Sith. However, if there's
Plus one.
only one Sith,
Yes.
there's nobody to continue the Sith lineage if that one perishes. So Sith Lord Darth Bane created
Cinema.
the Rule of Two, ordering that there could be only two Sith at
Baloney, thank you again so much for streaming yesterday. I like to watch you guys. I love our little movie dates, y'all. Like, I really do. Like, I have a really nice time hanging out with you guys and watching movies on our little every other Catterday. 100%. I appreciate you guys so much. Y'all are very cuties. Cutie patooties.
At a given time, a master and an apprentice.
The Sith Code. I like
We
the
take
Sith
what
Code.
we desire because we can.
Okay, that's not the
We
code,
can
that's a
because we
proverb.
have power. We have power because we are Sith.
Show
Like
the Sith
Jedi,
Code.
the Sith live by a mantra that summarizes their core philosophical idea known as the Sith Code.
Show the
The
code.
Sith Code is a negation of the Jedi Code, rejecting peace as an ultimate concern while identifying passion as the only force worth embracing. According to the Sith, freedom is not achieved through calmness and clarity, but by using emotions as a source of strength to achieve victory and dominance.
I want my ice cream.
Before we can
Ooh, Jedi.
understand the Sith Code, it's essential to explore the
You and Jedi
Jedi Code
McBride have the
first,
same
as
birthday?
these
Oh,
mantras,
no.
so to speak, are related.
Too relatable.
The Jedi Code goes as follows. There's no emotion.
Why are they showing the
There's
Jedi Code and not the Sith Code? They better show it after this. They better show it after this. Okay, maybe they will.
peace. There's no ignorance. There's knowledge. There's no passion. There is serenity. There's no chaos. There's harmony. There's no death. There is the Force.
Now, like, that's so lame. You can't just say there's no emotion and be no emotion. Everyone has emotions. And passion can be a beautiful thing. And death is real, but it's a part of life. You know, like, I'm offended.
We can interpret the Jedi Code in different ways. Firstly,
Grogu.
the "there is no" parts of the first 4 lines of the code might point to what the Jedi oppose and should be absent. In a Jedi's life, there's no emotion, there's peace. There's no ignorance, there's knowledge. But we could also read these lines as a reality of nature. When there is no passion, there's serenity. When there's no chaos.
That's not true. Like, I think you can find serenity in passion. You know, like, say like you're an artist and you fucking love to paint and you're just so passionate about it and you're there, you're just fucking painting away, doing your thing. Like, that's your moment. Like, you're finding serenity through your passion. You're using your passion to find that peace within yourself.
There's
Stupid Jedi. They don't know.
harmony. And thus, it reads as a
Sorry.
series of hypotheses followed by conclusions, which show that the absence of phenomena like emotions and passions leads to preferable states.
Sure, if you would just wanna be, like,
interpretations find
boring your whole
support
life, I
in
guess.
Yoda's famous line, and I quote, "But beware of the dark side. Anger, fear, aggression. The dark side of the Force are they. Easily they flow."
You can't
End
just
quote.
pretend like those things don't exist.
Furthermore, Yoda's words imply that a Jedi should actively avoid emotions and passions, as they lead to the dark side of the Force, and that one quickly falls into the trap of being carried away by them. The last line of the Jedi Code reads as a metaphysical truth. There's no such thing as death, as in a permanent ending of life. When we die, we simply transform into another manifestation of the Force.
I'd be okay
Some
with
Jedi
that.
even learn techniques to keep lingering in the physical world after they died, as Force ghosts. So
I don't wanna
there's
be a
no
Force
need
ghost,
to fear
though.
death. It's just a return to the Force.
That's kind of how I feel about it. Like, honestly, like, look, there's either something or nothing, right? When I die, there's either going to be something or there's going to be nothing. There's not much I can do about that. What I can do is, like, try to do my best while I'm here and learn as much as I can, you know, and try to practice as much kindness as I can, and then maybe have some fun along the way. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not scared. I'm scared of dying in a sense of, like, I don't want it to hurt, but I'm not scared of, like, death. Like, you know what I mean?
The Sith Code seems to be a variant of the Jedi Code, rejecting peace,
Show the
making the
Sith
very
Code.
things the Jedi avoid their goal. The Sith Code goes as follows.
Yes.
Peace is a lie. There's only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength,
Although
I gain
it's
power.
a little.
Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The Force shall free me.
Like, I like that better. I do. My chains are broken. The Force shall free me. Like, I am the Force and I shall free myself. You know what I mean? I don't think peace is a lie, though. I don't think peace is a lie. But through passion, you can gain strength. And through strength, you can gain power. And with that power, you can gain victory. You just have to be able to rein it in when you need to. But like I said earlier, like, I've definitely been in situations in my life, like, say, where someone's getting in my face, you know, and I'm scared, but I'm also angry. That anger kind of overrides the scared, and I'm able to, like, stand up for myself like I need to. You know what I mean? And that's power, but I'm also able to back off as well. You know, like, if you can channel it when you need to in, like, a healthy way, and then be able to let it go. You just can't let it overtake you, because then, yeah, you're going down that full Sith route, I guess.
Unlike the Jedi,
like Albie
the
said,
Sith
both sides
embraces
forgot how to
passion,
balance
using
it.
it as a vessel to develop strength, power, victory, and ultimately experience freedom. They use the Force to empower themselves and achieve their goals.
Yeah, what's
What
wrong with that?
characterizes
What's wrong with a little self-empowerment and achieving? God forbid a girl achieves her goals. God forbid I have a little self-empowerment achieving my goals. Like, oh no, I must be evil. What? What?
the Sith code is the belief that triumph leads to freedom.
Which
There
it
are
kinda
different
does.
definitions of freedom. In
Yeah,
the
God forbid
Jedi
a girl has
sense,
hobbies,
freedom
Daddy, you
is
know?
inherent to their
Goddamn.
code. It's the absence of disturbing emotions, chaos, and the fear of death. Through peace, knowledge, serenity, and harmony, the Jedi experience freedom. Such freedom may not equal freedom within a material world, but it's rather emotional freedom, freedom of the mind, an ideal we find in several philosophical schools and religious traditions.
I mean,
The Sith
respect it.
don't
You gotta
buy
be able
this.
to control
They
yourself.
aren't interested in freedom of mind. Hence, peace is a lie, they say. Peace gets you nowhere in life. From birth to death, there's conflict. Even the Jedi, despite
That's true. I mean, if you go through your whole life just in a peaceful state, like from birth to death, like, what are you going to learn? You know, like, there does have to be a little chaos every now and then. The universe will test you just to, like, see how things, you know, God forbid Napasha's calling the younglings. Oh no, Albie, no! Don't do it, Albie. Not Albie peace, but Albie war.
their teachings experience a fair share of conflict, although they engage in it for the sake of maintaining balance and peace. As a protective measure, the Sith propose that passions allow us to deal with conflict in ways that strengthen us. We can use anger to destroy our
What is, you tell me, Jedi Council, you tell me what is wrong with that. What is wrong with that?
enemies, and desire as a fuel for achievement and growing stronger.
Yeah,
An
it sounds
example
like
is
pretty-
Darth
It
Vader,
sounds like
who
you're pretty healthy. Respect for yourself. You know? I don't know. Call me wild.
channels his fear and grief into anger, making him more powerful.
Gotta rein it in.
According to
Gotta
the
rein it in.
Sith, freedom lies in the material world, but can only be achieved through strife. We must conquer ourselves, our enemies,
Boo, Kylo-
and destroy everything that
Kylo
stands in our
Len.
way. We must fight ourselves out of bondage, become our own masters, let no one rule over us, and
Yeah.
crush the ones who try.
Well,
Then we can do as we please, which is
you don't
true
have
freedom.
to you don't have to necessarily crush the ones that, yeah, you don't have to get necessarily violent with it. But yeah, you should be your own master. You know what I mean? You should be your own, and you know, as in charge of yourself and as in control of yourself as you can be, you know, which is hard, okay?
According to the Sith.
Apollo and Dionysus.
Remember why the Sith are more powerful than the Jedi, Sidious. Because we are not afraid to feel.
Damn. it's good.
Where the
That's
Jedi
cool.
pursue peace, harmony, reason, and selflessness, the Sith flourish in chaos, wildness, impulse, and self-indulgence. Interestingly enough, the conflict between the Jedi and Sith resembles the duality between Apollo and Dionysus in Greek mythology. In
Okay.
his first book, The Birth of Tragedy, Nietzsche wrote about the
Not more
birth
Nietzsche.
and death of Greek tragedy. He believed that Greek tragedy was the unprecedented fusion between the Dionysian and Apollonian forces, which led to
Oh.
the fullness of the human experience in art.
Oh.
In his later works, however, Nietzsche embraced the life-affirming impulses of Dionysus, as he stated in his autobiography Ecce Homo. I am a disciple of the philosopher Dionysus. I would rather be a satyr than a saint.
So Dionysus is like Apollo was like god of the sun, right? And then Dionysus is like party down, like with the wine and such, I believe. A satyr, a satyr, a satyr. SATYR. A satyr is a woodland deity or demigod, typically depicted as part human, part goat or horse, known for their wild and often lecherous nature. Oh shit. Okay. Rather be a satyr than a saint. Damn. That's a quote right there. That's a Nietzsche quote. Teens? Don't look down.
But what do the Apollonian and Dionysian stand for? And how do these forces relate to the Jedi and Sith? In Greek mythology, Apollo and Dionysus are both sons of Zeus, but seem to oppose each other by nature. Apollo is the rational one that pursued order and purity, but also beauty, moderation, and reason. He is the god of oracles, healing, arts, sunlight, knowledge, shepherds, and a protector from evil, duties and characteristics resembling the Jedi Order. In terms of ancient Greek philosophy, we could say that the Stoic school of thought is based on the Apollonian. Stoicism revolves around living a life based on reason and perfecting reason. Its goal is to reach a state of flourishing named eudaimonia, which requires cool-headedness, the absence of passions, and living in harmony with nature.
Why do you have to be one or the other? It's so
silly. Stoicism and the Jedi
silly.
share many similarities. As with the Stoics,
What if I
peace,
told you you could have
serenity,
the best
and
of both?
harmony are among Jedi values, even though the meaning of these values slightly differs. Nevertheless, like the Stoics, the Jedi follow Apollonian principles. They're rational, logical, and based on the mind. In The Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon Jinn tells his Padawan Obi-Wan, "Don't center on your anxieties, Obi-Wan. Keep your concentration here and now, where it belongs." End quote.
Oh wait, I forgot to read I'll be right. Apollo is the multifaceted god of light, music, and prophecy who later became associated with sun. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Pan, satyr. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Apollo is basically high art, and Dionysus is what the actual artists do in their den on a Friday night. Dionysusy. You know what I'm saying?
This line fits
Albie's got
the
the lore.
Stoic
Thank
aim
you,
to be
Albie.
present and not be swayed by emotions. A life without passions seems antithetical to Sith philosophy, which embraces the passions through which they find strength, power, and freedom.
Yeah.
The Sith would reject the Apollonian principles and welcome the Greek god Dionysus among their ranks. Opposed to the averter of evil, the most beautiful god of all and ideal to many, stands Dionysus, the god of wine, vegetation, fertility, festivity, ritual madness, religious ecstasy, and theater.
Sounds
Where
fun to
Apollo
me.
is rational, moderate, and serene,
party with Dionysus.
is insane,
One's in the chat, you
indulgent,
party with Dionysus.
chaotic, and passionate. The Sith are not interested in peace and view the negation of the passions
Let's go,
as
Jazzy.
life-denying,
Let's go.
contradicting the very thing that empowers them. In the Star Wars prequels,
yeah,
we
there
see
was
how
that. We're just gonna we'll skip the fertility part of that, but everything else checks out. Just maybe we'll skip the I don't need that in my life. Okay, just back off with that one. You know what I'm saying? Dionysus.
Darth Sidious schemes his way into the powerful position of Chancellor to reform the democratic Galactic Republic into the
I've
Galactic
heard of that show,
Empire
Jazzy.
and
Do you
declare
like it? Oh,
himself
shit.
Emperor. While the Jedi see
yeah.
such lust for power as an existential threat to the peace in the galaxy, the Sith view it as a road to freedom. Only the powerful are free, as the will of others
they're both
doesn't
wrong.
chain them. Author of the book Rule of Two, Drew Karpyshyn, wrote, "Evil is a word used by the ignorant and the weak. The dark side is about survival. It's about
Damn.
unleashing your inner power. It glorifies the strength of the individual." End quote.
Oh shit. Okay.
The Dionysian is the affirmation of life. It's embracing everything life offers, including the primal emotions and wildness of being. Curbing one's emotions for peace is a denial of life.
You can have both.
Instead, the
You
Sith
need to be able to like experience all those big emotions, but then like come back and center yourself. You know, like it's a balance. It's a freaking balance,
pursue
man.
conflict, as it forces them to better themselves. According to Sith Master Uthar Wynn, conflict forces
Uthar.
change, growth, adaptation, evolution.
Yes. Okay. You know, like I said earlier, like if you live just a totally peaceful life with no conflict from like birth to death, like how have you grown? Like you should, throughout your whole life, I feel like you should be changing and growing and adapting, you know, like that's, in my opinion, like what we're here for. Like why I incarnated on this crazy ass motherfucking planet, you know, is to learn and to overcome and better myself like in the best way I can, you know? But you got to have some moral guidelines, yep, and you got to be able to come back to your center. Balance.
Or death. Philologist Walter Otto stated that the fullness of life and the violence of death are equally terrible in Dionysus.
Why
The
do you need to
Sith
struggle to learn? Because that's the universe, baby. I don't know. Like it's just, you know, like you learn more about yourself when you face that adversity, you know? It's like a video game, right? You can't level up unless you get a little XP by facing a little adversity, right? You know? I mean, some things you don't have to struggle to learn, right? You can read about things, you can watch twitch.tv/Vieves and learn about some things, you know? It's not always a struggle to learn, but I feel like, at least for me in my life, like where I've learned the most is about myself and the world is in my biggest struggles. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like that's a bit of a common experience, though.
seek as much
Thoughts?
power as possible, but acquire it at the cost of death,
Yeah,
including
you can't
their
be
own.
out killing
They
people.
always
You
put
can't
their
do that.
lives on the line
No killing
in
the
their quest for
younglings.
dominance. It's all or nothing. It's either the absolute top or annihilation. Such
Struggle will
extreme
find
lust
you
for
either way.
power is
True.
madness
True.
from the
True.
Apollonian perspective, but the raison d'être of the Sith. It's a life of maximizing experiences and possibilities, passion, self-development, self-realization,
Kylo
and the
Ren
strengthening of the individual.
Ain't
It's
no
not
way.
about acceptance of the world, but changing it to your liking and reforming and
Nah, can't do
destroying
that.
what's in your way.
No,
It's not
don't
about
do that.
summoning help from the Force, but taking control of it. True power can come only to those who embrace the transformation.
Transformation. Yeah. I mean, the more you embrace yourself too, like, you know, the more powerful you become. True.
Said Darth Revan. The Sith walk a dangerous path, rejecting safety and inner peace, exchanging it for growth and passion. They say yes to the full spectrum of life. They are willing to exchange suffering for life-affirming experiences.
No, don't do
Hence,
that.
Count Dooku tried persuading Yoda to join the dark side by saying,
Well,
"Tell me what you want, and I will show you how the dark side can help you achieve it."
Ooh.
Do you want friends? The dark side can...
He really said, Count Dooku really looked at Yoda and said, "You got no friends, little bro. You got no friends." Oh, that's fucked up, Dooku. Wow.
compel them for you.
Called out
Lovers,
Yoda.
the dark side understands passion in a way you never have.
Lovers?
Do you want riches?
Passion?
Endless life?
You
deep
know
wisdom?
the dark side is having better sex too. I'll just put that out there. I will just put that out there. You know the dark side is having better sex. Okay? Like, out of the question. Like, not even a question. You know what I mean? Jazzy, you get it, right? Jazzy gets it. Jazzy.
Wisdom.
Girl.
End quote.
Mm-hmm.
Contrary to the Jedi,
No friends,
but
no
resembling
maidens,
the
no
ideas
cash,
of
El
Nietzsche,
Yoda
the
joined
Sith
dark
follow
side. True.
Dionysian principles. They're passionate, chaotic, and based on the body, or more specifically, on the primordial urge, which Nietzsche called the will to power. It's feeling over mind. They thrive on passions like hate, anger, and fear. Still, the Sith have Apollonian features as well. They possess and create order and structure. We just have to look at the Empire.
No,
they
don't-
protect people, as we see when Darth
go authoritarian
Sidious
with it,
saves
though.
Anakin on Mustafar. However, the protection of others always stems from selfish reasons.
Ooh.
Equality is a myth to protect the weak. Some of us are strong in the Force, others are not. Only a
Damn,
fool
okay, and this is
believes
where the
otherwise.
Sith goes real bad.
A central theme of Nietzsche's philosophy was Herren- und Sklavenmoral. In English,
Herren- und Sklavenmoral. Herren- und Sklavenmoral. How's that? I think that was pretty good German.
master-slave morality. According to Nietzsche, the master morality was the default attitude in ancient Greece and the Roman Empire.
Why
It was
humans
based on
always been
pride,
doing this shit?
nobility,
My
and
God.
assertiveness. The slave morality was a response to master morality and became the norm when Christianity became a dominant force.
Of course.
The masters have been done away with. The morality of the common man has triumphed, said Nietzsche, referring to the triumph of the Judeo-Christian herd over the nobility.
Men be fighting.
Looking at the relationship between the Sith and Jedi, we encounter profound similarities between Nietzsche's master-slave morality and the philosophies of the Force-using Star Wars factions. The Sith value the virtues of the masters, while the Jedi value the virtues of the slaves. Those with master morality focus on gaining power, creating hierarchy, attaining wealth, following ambitions, and being determined and courageous. The structure of the Galactic Empire is a testament to the hierarchical and authoritarian principles which characterize master morality.
We don't support the authoritarian government,
strong
though.
must rule, while the weak
Can't do
don't
that.
deserve anything but being dictated.
Where
Fear is the
USA
primary
right
tool
now.
for keeping the subjects in line. The strong rule, the weak are meant to serve. This is the way it must be.
Absolutely
End
not,
quote.
Darth Raven.
On the other hand, the Jedi value traits resembling slave morality, like kindness, patience, generosity,
Which is so important to also have. You got to have the other side of the coin, too. Like, you have to practice that kindness and that patience and that generosity along with it all, you know? Greek and Roman gods were selfish, vain, and did whatever they wanted. Very different from the New Testament God. Old Testament God was kind of like the Greeks. True. True, Albie. Good point.
altruism, obedience, and humility. For example, in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, we see how Obi-Wan struggles not to sacrifice himself to help others. Self-sacrifice is one of the Jedi's essential virtues. As opposed to the selfish Sith, the Jedi are selfless. They live for the benefit of others. The Jedi disapprove of what drives the Sith, like their lust for power and limitless passion.
Yep.
According to Nietzsche, those with slave morality devalue the master's virtue and create their own virtues that turn what the masters see as weaknesses into strengths. Pride becomes humility, boldness becomes meekness, and vengeance becomes forgiveness. Those with a slave morality tend to view themselves as morally superior, which is also the case with the Jedi. They consider themselves as bearers of light and protectors of the good, opposing the dark and evil Sith. The twist here
Creepy
is
council.
that those carrying a slave
Man-ass
morality,
council.
the herd, believe they have voluntarily adopted values like humility, forgiveness, and selflessness. But according
the
to
sheep,
Nietzsche,
man.
this
Come on.
isn't the case. The masters have forced these upon them. Impotence gave birth to slave morality.
Wait, what
And
the
instead
fuck?
of overcoming their impotence, the herd disguises it as a virtue and demands others to do the same. Nietzsche argued that those with a slave morality seek to assimilate masters into the flock, not transcending their position. But in reality, such an attitude leads to the degeneration of things strong and noble.
Oh my God. That was a lot. That was a lot right there. So like, oh my God. Okay, wait. What did Albie say? Ares Mars tells you to pick up that spear, oil up, and kick your bully's ass. God tells you to turn the other cheek. Well, yeah, we say why not both? We say why not a little bit of both? The balance you must have. Don't be on either side.
Unsurprisingly, the Sith deem the Jedi qualities, such as put forward in the Jedi Code, worthless and pathetic. And from a Sith point of view, it makes sense that Darth Sidious called the Jedi view dogmatic.
It
and
is,
narrow
but yours.
in Star Wars
So like, yeah, the
episode-
Jedi's are way too like dogmatic, and then like the Sith side is way too like authoritarian. You know,
3, Revenge of the Sith.
Gone too far
There is
with it.
more to the Force than restraining its power within the bounds of a moral framework, or in Nietzsche's term, keeping the slave morality alive while suppressing master morality. The Force grants access to strength, power, and victory, goals which the Sith essentially aspire to. The Sith Code offers a way out of slavery, not the mere acceptance of it. Through strength,
And that really helps you understand because, like, you know, Anakin was born and raised, like, as a slave, you know? And, like, sometimes we often, like, people will become, like, the very thing that they swore to destroy. It's so true. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And after Christianity became most prevalent, the old way of Greek pantheon became problematic, basically, is what, oh, yeah, okay. Classic. I mean, we need to go back to the old ways, you guys. Let's roll it back. Let's roll it back a few thousand years. You know what I'm saying?
Power and victory as slaves' chains
Bring
are
back
broken.
Dionysus parties.
According to Sith philosophy,
Yes.
he turns into Nietzsche's master, a position of strength from which freedom ensues. But those with slave morality will not attempt to break their chains. They endure them proudly and even tighten them in the name of goodness.
Okay. So I kind of get it in a sense of, like, you know, like, you, instead of, like, but I mean, like, people run out of fight, man. Like, if you've been oppressed and put down for so long, like, you run out of that will to fight at a certain point. You can, you know, like most people do. Like, at a certain point, you just lose that will to fight for it. But, like, I get that, you know, 100%.
Darkness is a friend, an ally. Darkness allows us to understand others, to see what they value when they believe no one else is looking. It allows us to be honest with ourselves, to express those values that we would disavow in the light. Is Sith philosophy valuable for daily life? It depends on what you want to accomplish.
Should I be Sith in my daily life?
If you're an Apollonian type of person who values peace and tranquility, then Sith philosophy probably isn't for you.
I'll
The
do a little
light
bit of
path
both.
might also be better suited if you seek spiritual
I'll
enlightenment.
go meditate by the ocean and be chill, but then also, like, if I need to go use some anger to stand up for myself, like, I absolutely will. Or I'll cry. You know? It's gonna be one of the three. It's a toss-up. Hey, it's a toss-up with beefs. You never know what you're gonna get.
Rather
Okay?
than worldly success. Although Sith philosophy as a whole seems suitable for psychopaths and narcissists, it contains elements that could be useful for our daily lives.
Exactly.
The path to the dark side could lead to self-preservation, worldly success, and protection against those who try to exploit us. It
Real.
also allows us to question the values intrinsic to Nietzsche's slave morality. An interesting example is how a character named Kriya, a Sith Lord, criticized the virtue of charity. She argued that seeking to aid everyone suffering in the galaxy only weakens yourself
boo
and
on
those
her,
you
boo.
aid. I quote, "If you care for others, then dispense with pity and sacrifice, and recognize the value in letting them fight their own battles. And when they triumph, they will be even stronger for the victory."
Damn. She basically said it's a canon event, we can't interfere. And honestly, I get it a little bit, but also you should try to help when you can, okay? But sometimes, like, you see your friends go through something maybe you've been through, and you're like, it's a canon event, man, I can't interfere. I'm going through that with one of my friends, one of my girlfriends right now. Like, I you know, it's a canon event, I can't interfere. They're very strong. And I'm here for them. I'm a supportive friend, you know, like, I will beat somebody up with my cane if I have to, okay? Canon events happen, man. You can't interfere. Because you are stronger for going through it, ultimately. Not wrong. But also, there's enough for everyone, and it's ridiculous that we can't all share what this planet has to give on a much more equal basis. You know what I mean?
In this perspective, Sith philosophy brings about nuance
They try to tell you there's not
regarding
enough for
what's
everyone.
right
There
and wrong
absolutely
by
is.
carefully looking at the consequences of our actions. For example, when we give money to a beggar, are we truly helping or keeping him weak? Or when we protect our children, do we do them an actual favor, or do we hijack their self-reliance? And do peace and serenity generate happiness or weakness? Another
Happiness,
potential
mostly.
benefit of Sith philosophy is that it can lead us to our darker, unwanted characteristics, which we could use, and thus create a more whole, rounded personality by developing our dark side instead of repressing it. The brighter the light,
No,
the darker
Jazzy, don't
the
write
shadow.
that down.
Psychiatrist Carl Jung
No,
once stated.
Jazzy.
The more one tries to be good, the more he suppresses his darker qualities. But as a consequence,
And I feel
we
like you
fail
see that a lot of the time. I'll say it in religious institutions. Okay. Like, there are so many, I feel like, sexually repressed people in religious institutions. You know what I mean? But no, Albie, no, don't. Albie, you can't say that. You can't say that, Albie. Don't do that, guys. Don't listen to Albie. Capping.
to, as
Capping.
Dark Revan put it, express
No, no,
those
no.
values that we would
Cancelled.
disavow in the light. Jung believed that we need to explore the dark side of our psyche,
True.
as it contains personality traits and qualities that can enrich us if we integrate them. Disparate
So
features
true. So true. Okay. Like, the more you are self-integrated, what a great way to put it. You know, like, the more you will become. Okay. What's it, guy? What do I always say? What's the most important relationship you have, guys? What's the most important relationship you have? The one you have with yourself. Okay. Always. Just drink all the alcohol. What, Crexels, what out of them? Like, their blood? Like, are you gonna drink their blood? What, Crexels, what are you doing? What are you
like
doing?
pride, selfishness, self-admiration, or boldness could be used to improve one's position, exude strength,
Little Bloody
and
Mary moment?
simply feel good. It could help us discover our inner Dionysian and break free from slave morality, eventually developing our dark side, or in other words, integrating dark side characteristics may strengthen our
No
position
blood, no
in the
blood,
material
alcohol
world
level. I mean,
and
you're
lead
not
to
wrong.
worldly success.
The logic is there.
Sith philosophy has pitfalls as
question
well,
the
without a
methods.
doubt. The Sith show little concern for other people's well-being. They oppose equality and charity and don't believe in goodness. The strong must survive. So the Sith compete against everyone and everything. Some exceptions aside, they either dominate or try
I
to
am not
achieve
competitive.
the
I don't
dominant
like
position.
competitiveness. Like, I'm just not a super competitive person. I never really have been. Like, I don't know, when people get like insanely competitive about like sports and stuff, I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, chill. You know?
There's no trust among Sith. Any weakness will be exploited. It's a very intense, dangerous path. If one follows
Abby
the
gets
way of
it.
the Sith, making lots of enemies is certain, and trusting relationships are impossible. Even the bond between a Sith master and apprentice involves endless competition and mistrust. When put in positions of power, the Sith tend to be very destructive towards their environments.
Boo,
Without
don't like that.
mercy, they'll destroy their enemies and dispose of people that don't serve them. Also, these
Rude.
positions are incredibly fragile. History shows that tyrants rarely last.
I needed to hear that right now. Okay. History shows that tyrants rarely last. Please. Like, oh my god. Sith actually remind me of how vampires in... What's VTM? I feel like I know what VTM is, but I can't think. Oh, Vampire the Masquerade? Oh. Okay.
When
Noted.
everyone despises you, it's just a matter of time before someone takes you down, which could be
Yeah.
anyone, considering you have no one you can trust. The constant threat of the Sith apprentice getting more powerful than his master and then destroying him to replace him shows the fickleness of a Sith's position. Their freedom comes with profound bondage, as they must maintain their power at all costs.
Yeah,
if they
too
fail,
much.
destruction follows. From a Stoic point of view, we can conclude that no matter how much power the Sith have in the external world, they are not free. They'll always be subject to fate, which ultimately lies beyond their control.
Ooh, that's a good quote too. And I feel like that kind of is for everybody, because at the end of the day, like, we are all going to be subject to fate, which does ultimately lie beyond the control of ourselves sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Bondage. Hey, yo, Jazzy, what's up?
So
Looking?
Sith philosophy could benefit those who desire a life of vigor and intensity, the go-getters who value achievement rather than contentment. It's a way to strengthen the individual and increase self-reliance. Paradoxically, the path of the Sith is as empowering as destructive. This duality places them among the ranks of the ancient Greek god Dionysus, whose fullness of life and violence of death are equally terrible.
What's that word?
Thanks for watching.
Oh, that's the name of the, I think, who did the video. Okay. Hey, that was actually really, I liked that a lot. That was a good video. What an interesting way to look at all that. I feel like there is a little bit of light side and a little bit of dark side in everyone. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely there. And it's about you know, it's about finding that balance within ourselves and within life, you know, not easy to do. All right, cuties, listen, where's some lo-fi? Here we go. Just give me some lo-fi beats to chill and talk to. Actually, let's do maybe this one. Sorry. Music check. Music check. I don't like this one. Just hold on. Just sit there and look cute for a second, guys. You can do it. Okay. You know what? I don't want lo-fi. I don't want lo-fi. This is my stream. I can do what I want. Okay? No, it's true. Okay. Let's just do this. This is my classic Matt Berry. Okay, guys, listen, I gotta talk to you for a second. Now, listen, I had an amazing Star Wars day with you guys. I love yapping about Star Wars. So thank you so much for hanging out while I did that. A little bit of a shorter stream today. Listen, so I have a little update about like my court case and everything. So it's going down on Tuesday. Okay, I'll spare you guys all the nitty-gritty details. It's been horrible. I'm terrified. Because of circumstances, I'm going in without a lawyer. So everybody pray for me. That'll be on Tuesday. So I don't know when I'm gonna be live again. I definitely need to get through. So today's Sunday. I definitely need to get through Tuesday, and then I'll let you guys know. You know, like sorry to yap about me for a second, but just kind of letting you guys know what's going on. So join the Discord if you're not in there. If you want to keep up with everything. I think that's about all I got for today, though. I'm really nervous and anxious about this court date thing, and I just want to get it over with. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you, Bob. Appreciate you, King. But hey, I hope you guys know how much you mean to me. Hanging out and streaming is definitely so good for my mental health. It's always a great time. And I fucking love Star Wars. So this was really fun for me. Yeah. I think we'll call it there, though. All right, my loves. I adore you very, very much. I don't think we're going to do a raid today. I think we'll just go ahead and call it there. But thank you guys so much for the resubs today and the bits and being here and being you. Y'all are adorable. Okay? Take care of yourselves and each other. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you soon.